Yo, it's your boy Guillermo Kiyosuke, man. Back at you with another one from the long streets of, I don't know, freaking Brooklyn Heights. I don't know. Anyway, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Malik, salute Sherwin M, salute Chris B, salute. Yeah, we got to chill out, bro. We got to chill out, blah, 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 drop the OB. Well, let's see, because that means you're going through even more of a development without having somebody to be in a place of OB to spell him and for him to learn from. So, could be dangerous getting rid of Randle right now. My feeling right now is probably to extend it or to pick up the team option, and we think about it next year. D Block Celtics, salute. SJ the third. Yaktown in this. No game tonight. No, sir. No, sirree. Jermaine Royster, salute, man. And I'm going to open up the chat a little bit because Sim is going to be out in an hour. He has some things to do, but I'll still be on. So I'm definitely going to open up the chat. Talk about some trade scenarios, talk about the team, talk about ways to beat the zone without dependable shooting right now. Salute to Simmons Singh, that's my guy. Salute to Darling, man. Please use a person when you put the pick in front of your mouth, please. I don't even know how you fix these stupid. Hold on. Let me see. How do you fix these stupid? Put the pick in front. Pause. Yeah, pause. I don't know how you do this. But is that better? Yeah, this is better if I do this. Because leaning on a little bit too much. But salute to everybody, man. Just waiting for Sim to get in, man. But you've heard the rumors, Siobhan Robinson, salute. Hearing the rumors that Knicks are so-called interested at Bradley Beal from the Wizards, who I believe are 3-8. And everybody was crying, or there were people crying for your boy Russell Westbrook. And like I said, I didn't want Russell Westbrook. Again, he is a talented player, but he lives mostly off his athleticism. He's averaging a triple-double now, and one of the major complaints was that the team couldn't guard a parked car, according to Bradley Beal, I believe. And so, people always they think that you just bring on any star, and that guy's he's going to lift the team up. So it says they're 3-8. I could have sworn they probably won another game, so it could be 4-8. But it says 3-8 here. The last game they won was against the Phoenix Suns, 128-107. But everybody was, Russell Westbrook, we got to get him, man. And he's not really a point guard. He's a guard who can't shoot. Everybody complains to R.J. Barrett, even though I think that he can finish way better than R.J. Barrett right now at the basket. Bradley Beal's averaging 35 points a game. Holy crap. It's basically no we're going to get him, but we could talk about it unless we're going to mortgage all our future and some. And as in future, I mean picks and a lot of picks. Russell Westbrook is averaging 19.3, 9.7 rebounds a game, 11.3 assists a game, shooting 37.8% from the field. That's not good. And around 30.3% from three. His attempts from three have gone up. I believe he's last year around like 2 or something attempts a game. Now he's at 4.7. So that's definitely not he might be reverting back to the old Russell Westbrook. Salute to Chuck B at Troll Travi, man. Salute. Building the draft with no talent ain't feasible. Building through the draft with no talent. Well, if you pick up the draft, if you pick up talent from the draft, then I'm confused. The whole reason why the draft is important is because you don't have the talent. So how else are you going to build? If you don't have talent, it's like a catch-22. You got to get – if you can't attract free agents, right, you got to get people from the draft to build up that talent. But you're saying that the only way to get that is if you have talent on the team. But if you don't have talent on the team, how to I don't know. But salute to you, bro. I ain't coming at you, man. Salute. Quiet Money, salute. 0.5, salute, man. Sherwin M, salute. How does everybody feel about that? The Nets mortgaging their future. If the Nets don't win a championship, can they be called the greatest, one of the greatest failures in all of modern sports history? Because they gave up the picks for that awful age, Paul Pierce and all those guys. That was Billy King. Everybody kills the Knicks. Billy King's been one of the worst GMs of all time. Oh, Simmons here. And then also, if they don't win now with Harden and all those guys, they'll be in big trouble. Yo, salute, Sim.
Yo, what's up with you, bro?
Chilling, man. So we're going to get through it quickly. Sim has to be out because he has to go and play ball and get his ankles destroyed. So we're going to get through this really quickly.
I destroyed ankles, man.
You don't want it with me. And I got the Sean Elliott.
Ankles.
He's trying to train for me, but that's cool, man. But
destroy angles. I don't know. I can't count the number of angles I've destroyed.
Isaiah doesn't count.
Destroy.
Isaiah gets crossed over.
I'm not even counting Isaiah.
This guy, man. This guy. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Julian Tran. But let's get to it. So Sim, real quick, man. Obviously, and Stephen Fox, salute, man. We saw the game yesterday with the Knicks. We've gone through ad nauseum on your after show, on your shoot around. Again, guys, please be subscribed to Sim's MBK and watch out for the shoot around show, which will be coming on after the morning or afternoon after every game. Check out that. We'll not be just talking about the NBA, about the Knicks, but also be talking about the NBA. Had some really good discussions talking about trade scenarios. People were killing you on the chat, which was interesting to see. You know, you guys are talking about all these trade scenarios and all that stuff. But suits you, G Fresh. I believe the Prince Bun was there as well too for most of the show.
Yep.
So we talked about a lot of things with the team yesterday. You know, there's some other things I want to talk about. So obviously, tale of two halves for RJ Barrett. You know, I believe he had 20 points. First half was miserable. I believe he only had, 2 points? Was it in the first half?
Yeah, like 2 points. 2 points in the first half. But, you know, he started finding some spots in the second half.
Right. So I wanted you – and he only missed 2 shots in the second half. Now, I'm not saying this is his homecoming or whatever, right? But you saw him hesitate. You know, again, what I said with Tom Thibodeau, people want to kill RJ Barrett for taking these threes. I think Tom Thibodeau's putting the Barrett in these guys back to say, hey, I don't care what these idiotic – and I'm including myself because I'm a fan – these fans out there say about you. I don't care what they say about you and these lies, whatever. I'm telling you to shoot because he hesitated. He passed it off to Rivers, even though he had the open shot. And obviously, the corner three is an easier shot. But again, you are open. So can you just give me some colors? I think you mentioned it fairly, but you mentioned a change in the second half that you saw with how RJ Barrett was taking those shots. So if you could expound upon that.
Yeah, I thought he did a really good job of getting to his spots on the floor. Right. Not just pulling any shot because I got to get a shot up and I'm pressing to try to score a point. But he got to some really good spots that he probably practices at. Right. You know, you see he would get to the elbow and get his shot off there. He would get to the short corner, got a shot off there. I think Elfrid Payton found him for an open three and he knocked that down. But I thought he did a much better job just getting to comfortable spots on the floor and then getting a good release and where, you know, just comfortable spots where he can knock down shots. And that's what most good shooters do. Right? When you look at Steph Curry and he pulls it up along that foul line area, he's getting to the spots where he practices, the spots where, you know, he's comfortable, finds a way to get to that spot and he pulls it up, bang, because he's good from that spot, you know. And I thought RJ Barrett did a good job doing that last night. I also felt like I feel like Tom Thibodeau kind of commissioned the team to, hey, we got to find this guy. We got to try to get him going. You know, he had the ball in his hands a little bit more to start the third quarter, but it was kind of like looking for his shot. The team was like they were looking for him. You know, we're going to find RJ, you know, try to get RJ the ball, make sure he gets a good shot. But I just thought he did a good job finding his areas on the floor to shoot from, you know, and then he started knocking them down. So, you know, and hopefully that's going to be consistent for him. You know, that, you know, he learns, find your area. I'm going to find my spot. I'm going to get to my spot. And that's where I'm going to launch from.
I agree. Yeah. I'm going to ask you another question to that, but I want to ask you your preference. How do you, when you run into kids who you know that they have strong intangibles, right? But maybe they're lacking touch, they're lacking, I don't say understand, but it's like you want to develop. They're a raw piece of clay, but you find something. How would you develop a so-called RJ Barrett if he came across your door? Would you put him in uncomfortable situations, right? Where you say, look, I know I in my heart, I feel you could do this. You're weak right now, but you're such a hard worker. You have the strong work ethic. Let me do this. Let me put you in this position where you're uncomfortable and see how you react. Or do you put them in where they're the strongest at and build from there and then try to expand into some of their weaker areas? Once it gets
I always try to put players where they're strongest at. I mean, the one thing though, I'll never tell a player don't shoot it. So for when people say don't shoot the three, if you're open, just shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I always tell my players, I don't care how many shots you shoot. You can shoot 100 shots in the game. Just make sure they're good shots. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me. They just have to be good shots. You know, and the player has to determine what a good shot is. But if you're open, shoot it. So when people say RJ needs to stop shooting threes, that's not correct to me, because if you're open, you got to shoot the ball. That's why I'm always, and you as well, always talking about Mitch shooting the ball, right? Because you're open. I think you got to shoot the ball. But, I try to put my players in the position where they're strongest, focus on the things that they can do well. And when they get a chance to do something other than what they do well, let them do it, and slowly bring them into moving into other areas. Because if you let them do what they can do well, right? And that's where, what I talk about when I was just saying with RJ getting to his spots, that's where he's comfortable. You get to your spots, you start knocking it down. Now you have confidence, right? Now you feel comfortable, you feel good about yourself. And if you mess up while trying to do something else, you're okay with it, right? Because you've had some success in other areas. And just so your basketball game as a whole, I feel the same way. If a player is strong at just posting up and that's it, then just post that player up for now. Let them score. Then every once in a while say, okay, let's move you out, get you a mid-range and get you a three or something like that. It was the same mistake that I thought they did with Julius Randle last year. Fizdale right off the bat try to have him run point forward when that's not what he was good at. Right? He was good at playing in the post. Let him play in the post and play where he's comfortable. And then, you give a couple stretches a game where you say, okay, these 2 minutes, go ahead. It's, you got it, or something like that. Or, these 3 minutes, you got it. And then you go back down and you do what you normally do. Same thing with RJ. Put him where he's comfortable, where he likes the ball. Now I think RJ can probably play all over the floor. Right. But, let him find the spots where he's most comfortable, or figure out the places where he's most comfortable, where he has the most success, and start from there. I think that's the best way to go about it. Because at least you build confidence in those areas, and you need confidence to move out to other areas. If you just let a guy do stuff, he's not confident in any place in any area of the floor, or not confident doing one thing, and you're trying to add all these other things, then they're like, they feel down on themselves. And I was starting to see it in RJ's face. I know he was probably relieved that he started knocking down shots, because I could see it in his face that he was pressing. He was, I could see it in his body language that he was upset with himself, for missing shots. But I'm glad he was able to find his spots on the floor. But yeah, I always think you work from a person's strong point first and then go out.
Let me ask you the other question that connects to this, right? So obviously everybody has an issue with the point guard position, starting point guard position, Elfrid Payton, right? Do you think that RJ's struggles right now, like how much would you attribute it to obviously his own skill? How would you attribute it to Tibbs' style of play? And how would you attribute it to, a point guard who, in my eyes, I think is kind of low IQ, who can't set up offenses on the fly and kind of has that cerebral intelligence to say, hey, they're playing in zone, Randle, get your butt at the foul line, or good passer, get your butt on the foul line, let's move the ball around, or Knox, do some backdoor screens to get in a weak spot of this 3-2 zone that we're playing against, so we get you the ball, defense knowing. So, if you could just break it down like percentage-wise, throw it around. It's not going to be accurate, whatever, but just in your eyes, how much would you attribute to the coach, the player, and the lack of a point guard?
Right now, honestly, I'm attributing most of it to RJ and just not being accurate, because I'm just seeing so many open shots that he has. And to me, I'm like, if you're that open, you're an NBA player, you knock it down. I understand he has to work on a shot. He has to build his efficiency. So I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying, I just feel like it's probably RJ. And I think RJ would probably say, nah, it's me, because I'm getting these open shots. And last night he started knocking down some of those shots that were open. I see someone in the chat, Jason said teams are purposely leaving him open. That could be true, but you still got to knock it down. They're purposely leaving him open, but if you're going to shoot it, you got to learn to knock it down. You got to learn how to be efficient. But some of the shots that he gets are not just because teams are leaving him open. Sometimes he's coming off of a screen from Randle at the elbow and he misses it. and or he penetrates to a spot, gets to a spot, pulls up, and he misses it. So it's not always that the team is just leaving him open. Now with Elfrid Payton, the whole thing with not being able to adjust to his own, I'm assuming that he just doesn't have a high IQ to understand it. I do see him sometimes trying to direct people around. To me, one of the biggest things he does is he, tries to dribble through the zone, bro. And, like I see Isaiah say, Peyton freaking sucks. I guarantee you he'll have a job in the NBA at some other team. You know what I mean? And, you can say, I don't get it, this and that and everything. That's cool. I guarantee you he'll have a job with another team. Right now he's asking to be the starting point guard, and he's not a starting point guard. But he's what we have. And this is who Tom Thibodeau was trusting to put out on the floor. So you can say that I don't get it. Why don't you ask Tom Thibodeau if he gets it then? Tell Tom Thibodeau that. Don't tell me that. You know what I mean? I'm just going with what Tom Thibodeau puts out there on the floor. I think that maybe Tom Thibodeau, I was questioning, like, why is Peyton starting to shoot so much? Right? He felt he was shooting way more than he was shooting last year. Right? I mean, there were times when he was the leading, he had the leading attempts in the game. You know what I mean? Like 19 attempts. And I'm like, why is he shooting so much? And I was talking with someone on Twitter, and he said, and he was like, maybe Tom Thibodeau said, hey, I want you to shoot the ball. I want you to attack the paint. After those 2 games where he played really, really bad, the first 2 games of the season, after that, he began to attack the paint, right, and shoot the ball more. He scored 27 or whatever it was, and he began to shoot the ball more. I think that with Alec Burks out and some other guys out, Tom Thibodeau told him, we need you to attack the paint, because clearly Tom Thibodeau is not stopping him from attacking the paint, right, or pulling him out or telling him don't shoot it. He's clearly allowing him to do it. Right. So I think that, he's telling him to attack the paint. Now, I do see a couple of things that he's done over the last 2 games. When he's touching the paint, he's kicking it out a little bit quicker. He still has the habit of getting into the paint, getting around 3 or 4 guys, and then he picks the ball up. Mm-hmm. Right. And then he's got to struggle to find somebody to pass the ball to. I don't understand why he doesn't keep his dribble. First of all, I don't want him dribbling that much. Right. I don't understand why he doesn't keep his dribble. Right. OK, boom. There's 3, 4 guys. Let me turn around and get back out and swing the ball to the other side. He picks the ball up and then has to find someone to pass to, gets in trouble. But I have noticed that the past 2 games, when he starts to touch that paint, he's trying to get it out a little bit quicker. So maybe it's something that the coach has brought to his attention. But as far as RJ, I really think it's him not hitting those open shots. I don't think it has to do with, because no matter who's in the game, he's not hitting those shots. When he scored last night, Peyton was in the game with him when he scored last night. When he got to those shots, Peyton was in the game. It was the first part of the third quarter. He got all his open shots. And actually, when the subs came in, he didn't shoot as much. When the subs came in, not because they were icing them out or anything, it's just the flow of the basketball game didn't go that way. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's because of Peyton. I just think it's because he's not hitting the shots.
Right. I just watching the game, I do have my qualms with Tibbs, man. I don't like the lack of creativity, or at least for right now. We don't know what Tibbs is cooking up. The guy's a smart guy, so I'm not going to sit here and try to act like I'm smarter because I'm not. But just the way sometimes they use guys like RJ. When Randle's on the perimeter, many times there's no one near the foul line, or to play 1-3-1 or play triangle. Obviously, with a zone, when they're playing zone, you play the triangle, overload one side, and get space that way. Obviously, we don't have the shooting to be uber effective even from that triangle, but you can get soft spots in the zone various ways. And I'm even running Knox from baseline, right? Run him in some of these soft spots, especially when they're playing 3-2. Obviously you can play 2-2, but that's, I guess, too pragmatic or too high schoolish for these guys. But it's just, when I watch him, it's just like I'm wondering if is Tom Thibodeau trying to put these guys in the most uncomfortable positions so now their weaknesses are average at best strengths or average, strengths or whatever be the middle of strength and weakness, and then working their strengths later, or refine them. Because you're seeing guys like Knox again. Well, Knox is different. I mean, Knox is working from, I guess, a position of strength because obviously 3-point shooting. Rookie year, I believe he took 30% of his shots from the corner three. In the second year, it went down. This year is almost double of what it was last year. So when you look at Knox, do you see Knox as so-called improving, or is he just refining what he was expected to be relatively solid at the corner three?
I think for right now, with the skills that he has, he knows what his role is to do.
Gotcha.
And so he can focus in on that role. I think that's exactly what it is right there. He knows, you know what? Right now, I'm going to be a 3-point shooter. I might be able to go off the dribble every once in a while. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to try to excel at. And so, he's doing shooting 41% from the 3-point line. Mm-hmm. So, that's what he's doing. And I think that's important for most young players to know this is what you need me to do. This is what I'm going to do until I develop, some other areas of my game, and then I think you've seen last night, he had a chance to, jab step, boom, pull it back, shoot it. He has a few things that he can do, but he's most comfortable shooting that three. And I think that's what he's being asked to do. And so he's doing it. That's why we're seeing him play better.
Agreed. Let me just shout out a few people in the chat, man. Trini D868. Oh my gosh. D868. Salute, man. Rudy A, salute. Ralph Jean-Francois, salute. Sakpase. Paris Duggar, salute, man. Original Great Minds. Omen 803. Mike Morgan, salute. Michael Papini. Markland Barrett, salute, man. Ilmatics, Jason, Donald Cannon, HZS Cammy. You got some crazy names, man. Salute, man. Darius the Great, Chris B, C Mac, you troll, salute. Brandon McNeely and Brandon Howard, man. Salute. Andrew K, salute. So yeah, with this team is interesting. And TL, salute, man. Did I miss Kareem too, man? Kareem, salute, man. Saucy Thanos, salute. Darius Dior, salute. Ralphie Berger, salute. This team is weird, but for me, because I got killed for not wanting to overload this team with a whole bunch of questionable trades like Hayward and Buddy Hield and have us, be this so-called successful team, even though it's only 12 games into the season. But just to satiate everyone's appetite, right? There was an article in Clutch Points, right? Mm-hmm. And it talked about 5 young players who need to be traded. And they had a few of them. Now they had Mo Bamba on Orlando Magic. They had Jarrett Culver, Minnesota Timberwolves. They have Sekou Doumbouya from the Detroit Pistons, a guy we saw kind of kill a little bit against us in the preseason, at least in that second game. Lauri Markkanen from the Chicago Bulls, the guys everyone's always compared to KP, and Kendrick Nunn of the Miami Heat. Some of the ones who probably be a little bit more doable, it probably sounds like Lauri Markkanen. They talk about Sekou Doumbouya. Obviously, they talk about them signing free agents like Jeremy Grant, Mason Plumlee, and they also have Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart, who are also getting some big minutes. He's only getting 11 minutes per game, Sekou Doumbouya. What would you feel about a player like that has some skill? I'm not sure what the Pistons were thinking about necessarily last year in terms of their mindset. Again, he's a first rounder, but if you bring in guys like Jeremy Grant, and I think Sekou plays small forward, I believe, right? I believe he plays small forward.
Yeah. I think he's small forward / power forward, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just he is power forward, 6'8", 230. But I don't know. Sports Basketball Reference sometimes gets it a little bit right. I think he's a small forward, but it is what it is. He's only averaging 4.3 points, obviously 11.4 minutes, down from 19.8 last year. He's shooting 43.8% from three, only 1.6 attempts, and 33% from the field over 4.2 attempts. So it doesn't seem like he's a focal point of the offense. It could have been one of those things like, hey, we took the kid. It was just one of those, maybe it's a talent thing, whatever. Obviously, they brought in a lot of guys. How would you feel about bringing on a kid like Sekou Doumbouya to the Knicks? And what would you give up for him?
I don't know. I wonder if he is. I wonder about his work ethic. Not that I know anything about him, right? But when I see him, and I know he's young, right? But his body looks a little flabby to me. And so it made me wonder when I seen him. I was like, I wonder if he works hard because his body looks a little bit flabby. So I wonder if that's the issue with him in Detroit. To me, we need as much young talent as possible. Now, if there's no issues with his work ethic and he's just not fitting in there or whatever it is, I wouldn't mind it. The fact that he's not playing many minutes for a team that is about the same level as us, I'm not going to give up much for him.
So here's some interesting things. So from this article from DetroitBadBoys.com, I believe is a SB Nation fan site, says since exploding for a career 24 points on 10 for 13 shooting against the Boston Celtics. This was written in February 2020, so a little while ago. Let me see where I was. Demboy has played what will hopefully be the worst basketball of his career. Over the last 13 games, Demboy is shooting only 28% from the field, 24% from three, with a true shooting percentage of 37.7%, enough to make Stanley Johnson look good. It's not only his on-court play, too. Demboy has had one DNP CD, was taken out of the starting lineup on January 22nd game against the Sacramento Kings for being late to a shoot-around, and has also been publicly called out by Dwayne Casey twice. The most recent call out by Dwayne Casey was reverberated throughout the NBA world. When asked whether he was worried about Demboy's recent struggles, Casey said this: "I'm very concerned with Sekou. I'm very concerned with the fact that he's a young kid. His outlook, his demeanor. He should be having the most fun of anybody, have all the girls and fun and whatever you want to do. Enjoy life, play basketball, you play in the NBA. The intensity, the effort has to come from our young guys, and he's one of our young guys. He's getting the opportunity. You're going to make mistakes in this league as a young player, but lack of intensity shouldn't be one of them, and lack of passion. Take advantage of the opportunity because it's fleeting." So that's definitely yikes. It could sound like a possible burnout. Man, I don't know, man. Nick Yak, salute. All-Star Sports 23, salute. Jose A. Matamoto, salute. Florida Sun, salute. That's Cooking with Chef Zay, salute, man. On that, I'm good because I think I want my guys to have that high work ethic. I want them to enjoy the game of basketball. Not say you have to sit there and smile all the time, but love to want to try to be great at what you do. So I'm a little bit scared with that. I think with that we can move on to the next guy.
Yeah, I'd definitely be a little bit scared with that. And all this stuff about he should have all the girls. I mean, he's kind of an ugly dude, so I don't know all the girls. But anyway.
Man, I've seen who's this guy? Who's the one?
No, that's true.
One of the ugliest dudes pause in the NBA I've ever seen. What's the guy's name? Chris Williams, the one that was on I think it's like on one of the Housewives shows.
The ugliest dude ever in the NBA had to be what was it? Tony Hill.
Oh, Tony Hill like an alien. Yeah,
he had to be the ugliest dude ever to grace the NBA.
Oh man, Sam Cassell. Oh man,
and Sam Cassell. Him and Sam Cassell.
Man. Hey, these girls don't give a damn how you look once you get to NBA.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Someone said Tony Bell. Come on. Sheldon Williams' wife. No offense, his ex-wife.
Oh my gosh, Sheldon Williams' wife.
Oh my gosh. J. Fahim Jr., salute, man. Maximum Booger, salute, man. Someone said Popeye Jones. Oh, Popeye. They have those weird ears.
Those weird ears.
Those are, that was terrible, man. Someone said Olden Polonies. Nixon died. Oh my gosh. I always make fun of Olden Polonies with my cousins. So let's move on to the next guy, Lauri Markkanen. Now, it says, according to his article on Clutch Points, please go visit Clutch Points if you haven't already. It says Markkanen was the best thing the Bulls had going for them. Now he's the elephant in the room. With the team selecting Patrick Williams with the fourth pick in November's NBA draft, Otto Porter Jr. healthy, Wendell Carter continuing to progress. There's little room for Markkanen to man an efficient high-minute role. Meanwhile, Kobe White and Zach LaVine occupy head coach Billy Donovan's backcourt and are integral pieces to the offense. Markkanen can play inside and outside offensively, has been a model of consistency on that end of the floor. Of course, his four-year NBA career, he's averaging 16.2 points per game while shooting 35.9% beyond the arc average. He's showcased a continued ability to be an offensive catalyst. The issue is Williams is a jack-of-all-trades type of player, and Carter operates inside the arc. Markkanen's best bet with the Bulls is being an outside threat. He's a forced fit at this conjuncture. At this juncture, excuse me. The big man can be a versatile front court scorer in most NBA offenses. He's currently a starter on a team with a grouping of players who don't fit around him. Markkanen can be a standout scorer someplace else. What are your thoughts on? Now, we've talked about Lauri Markkanen a lot.
Right.
And we've talked about how he's a little bit overrated, a little bit overhyped, given that he was always compared to KP after he got drafted, obviously because they both white and shooters. But what are your thoughts on a guy Lauri Markkanen? Now this year he's averaging 17.3 points a game. He's playing 26.5 minutes, down from 29.8 the year before. He's shooting 47.8% from three off of 5.8 attempts. He's shooting 500 from the field off of 11 attempts. 6.8 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and 0.3 blocks.
I mean, going forward, I guess it depends on what you plan to do with Randle, right? Because he's probably, if he was on his team, I mean, I guess you could play him at center too. So what do you plan to do with Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle, I guess? Because if you bring in Lauri Markkanen, he's not coming off the bench, right? So then I guess it depends on where you're going to go with one of those two guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because he's 7 foot. He can play power forward, right? He can be a stretch four, so he can play next to Mitchell Robinson. He can also play center, so he can play next to Julius Randle.
Right.
So you'd have to figure that out, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't mind having him on the team. I like what he does. I like the way he plays basketball. He's got to be able to stay healthy, right? Even last year with only 60-something games, he only played 50 of the games. Season before that, he played 52 games. In his first season in the NBA, he played 68 games. So he's got to be on the floor and be able to play. But I wouldn't mind having Lauri Markkanen as long as we knew, had an idea what we're going to do with one of those two positions.
Right. It would be interesting to have Lauri Markkanen and Randle play, obviously, but you have Obi, and that defense, that front court defense would be terrible. Tridash. Again, we're still waiting for Mitch to shoot that one shot. And tomorrow might be the day because Andre Drummond, they say it's probable, but again, he had the Achilles injury. But we'll see. And I'm not going to – I mean, I think Jarrett Culver he's going to stay with the Timberwolves. I don't think he's moving anywhere. They also mentioned Mo Bamba. I
actually like Mo Bamba, though.
Yeah, I was never – and again, Jonathan Isaacs is out as well, too. So they're definitely going to see what they have in him. Obviously, they have Vucevic, who's like one of the weirdest players in the NBA. He's so old school, but yet he's such a solid player for that team. The other guy is Kendrick Nunn. Now, Kendrick Nunn was basically a forgotten man on the Heat in the playoffs until Dragic went down. He had little spurts here and there where he'll give you a solid 19, a solid 15 here and there. Obviously, he's a little undersized. He is not a passing point guard, more of a scoring kind of point guard. I believe he was undrafted. I think he was undrafted.
Yeah, I think he was.
He was undrafted player. I believe they say he's 6'2". He looks a little smaller than that. But the guy can score, and he's scoring bunches. Now, last year he averaged 15.3 points over 29.3 minutes, 43.9% from the field, 35% from three over 5.8 attempts. He's one of those microwave type of guys. He might be better suited for the bench role. This year, he's only averaging – his minutes went down from 29.3 to 12.2, 5.2 points a game, 11% from three over 1.8 attempts, 37.9% from the field over 5.8 attempts. He is basically kind of being, you could say a forgotten man, right? Would that be a guy you go after? If you could just throw out a second rounder at him, is that a guy you go after, Kendrick Nunn? Because we already have scorers already. I mean, if you're talking about, young bench scorers, right? But for people who love quickly and think he's a starting point guard, I don't think he's one. But if Thibodeau can sub the offense where you don't need to rely on him that much, i.e. the triangle, as a so-called facilitating point guard, you can bring in Kendrick Nunn as a microwave player off the bench, get major minutes, give him that, even though he's a different player, he's not the same, but that Ben Gordon role, just come in and score in bunches, back in the game, do what Trier was, I guess, expected to do last year. What are your thoughts on Kendrick Nunn coming to the Knicks if you give up a second rounder for him?
You know what? I'd give up a second rounder for Kendrick Nunn. Easy. They probably want one of those 2023 second rounders, right?
Right.
Yeah, but you know, I'd give up a second rounder for Kendrick Nunn. This guy wasn't he in the rookie of the year running?
I think so. I think Kendrick Nunn was in the. I think so. Oh.
He averaged 15 points last year. 15 points. He averaged 3.3 assists. You know, he shot 44% from the field, 35% from three, but young guy, 25, you know, kind of old as a rookie last year, but, you know, we're used to having old rookies.
Yeah. He was second place in Rookie of the Year voting, by the way. So.
Second, yeah. Why not? I definitely throw a second rounder at him to get Kendrick Nunn. Fair enough,
man.
I would definitely, and he'd probably come in and be one of your starting guards. He probably, I mean, look, he's playing. I mean, Miami's not doing that well this year so far. They'll probably come back. So he's playing on a really good team.
Right.
I don't know. You know, he'd come in and get playing time. Let's say that. Maybe, you know, who knows what Tom Thibodeau wants to do as far as his rotation, but he'd probably come in and get playing time. But then you're talking about, you know, does Austin Rivers go to the bench? Emmanuel Quickly, Elfrid Payton. You know, so then you got even more of a glut at the guard spot. So.
And there were a few other guys. I'm gonna get to Bradley Beal. Chill out, everybody. Don't kill me. There's some other players that I mentioned. You give me a brief fill around if you like these guys. So obviously Lonzo Ball, he had to repair the meniscus in his left knee. I believe he's out right now. His numbers are a little down. That's another point guard. He didn't sign an extension, so I believe he'd be a restricted free agent next year. You got Taylor Horn Tucker. You know, obviously the young, I guess, power forward, he has some moves down low, plays with a lot of pace, but he would be coming in and taking up that power forward role, I guess, probably eating up some opportunity from Quigley, but he plays with pace, can pass, shifty moves down low, could finish at the rim. Some three-point specialists that I'm not sure if we could provide them. I think there's varying degrees of ability availability in terms of trying to get them, maybe a trade. Furkan Korkmaz, the Turkish dude on the 76ers, 23 years old, getting less minutes than Isaiah Joe, who just got drafted this year. He's averaging 19.6. Isaiah Joe's averaging 19.6 minutes over his 18.3 minutes a game, which is less than 21.7 minutes a game last year. But he's a three-point specialist, can space the floor, shooting guard. You know, I'm not sure if he'd be good would come off the bench. But if you gave him, say, 30 minutes a night, 25 minutes a night, you know, he could be that deadly two guard, come off the bench, spacing out the floor, killing zones with the second unit. Another guy is Nemanja Bjelica of the Kings. He's 32 years old, power forward, shot 41.9% from threes off of 4.4 attempts. He's only getting 15.1 minutes a game versus 27.9 minutes last year. So that's a guy, again, I mean, he's not the most sexiest, but when we talk about just literally just having some guy to space the floor out, to open up the floor for everybody else. As a guy coming off the bench, you know, he could fill in that Steve Novak role that everybody wants. Also had Kevin Huerter, who's probably, I mean, they probably have a role for him, but again, there's a lot of gem on that team at shooting guard and small forward. Brian Forbes, the three-point shooter from the Bucks, kind of came on last year, but he's a little bit inconsistent. But it seems like the Bucks like him a lot. And somebody just mentioned another guy, Evan Fournier. I was going to put down, but Evan Fournier, because Fultz got injured, he's not going anywhere. So any of those guys interest you where you'd give up multiple, say, second rounders?
So in my head, we're in need of a point guard. We're in need of dead on shooters, and I think we're in need of a backup center because I don't think Nerlens Noel is that good. And it's crazy because I thought this guy was going to start, right? I don't think he's that good, man. So, you know, out of that, you know, guys that you name there, you name a couple of shooters. So anyone who was a shooter, if we can get for like a second round pick or something like that, or, you know, don't have to give up too much, but we can get a knockdown shooter, I'm all for it. You know, a guy that could just knock that three ball down and is, you know, scares teams because even if he's off, he scares teams. We don't have anybody. Maybe Kevin Knox will become that guy if he continues to be consistent in knocking that down. But there's nobody that just, even if they're not hitting from the three that night, that teams are they fear that he's going to kill them. We need one of those guys, at least one. I don't know, maybe Alec Burks ends up being that guy, but if we got another one, cool with that too. So anyone of those guys that can knock down the three. And you mentioned Korkmaz. I know he can knock down the three. I wouldn't mind having a guy like that can really knock down that three.
He's young too. I mean, 23. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if the 76ers would give him up. But again, they have a dumb GM, Elton Brand. If you could try to fleece them somehow,
right?
Give up a second rounder and throw in there for Chuck B, throw in a DSJ. I'd be down for that, man. But suits everybody in here, man. Jack Peters, let's get a Houston asterisk, guys. Your names, man. Salute, man. You got JDub 183I. Salute. I
mean, but you know the guys that I want. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know the guys that I want. You seen the show earlier today. You know who I want.
I actually missed that part. So I know you want Kyle Lowry. Who's the two guard you wanted?
I want Zach.
Oh, Zach LaVine?
Yes.
I mentioned the name. You said.
I know. I just didn't say anything.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't say anything. I was just like, I'm not gonna say anything now.
Oh my gosh!
I want Zach.
That's obvious. Him and Kyle Lowry. I think Kyle Lowry. I'm not sure if he wants to. I think the Toronto Raptors would do good by him to try to get him to a contender that needs a guard. So they might be like, "Look, you helped us win a championship, man. You're the heart and soul of this team."
Wow.
They got a nice family structure there. So I don't know if they'll trade him to the Knicks.
Well, the thing is, he's going to be a free agent though this summer. So if they're going to trade him, they're going to trade him by the deadline. If they were going to trade him. So he's going to be a free agent. He can decide, what he wants. Where he wants to go. I don't know if he would decide to go to the Knicks, but if they had Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett, then I think he would say, yeah, I'll go to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, can you get Zach LaVine and keep RJ Barrett? That's my dream, to be able to get Zach somehow. And yes, I would give up Kevin Knox to get Zach and have him along with RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. And then you bring in someone like a Kyle Lowry during the summer. Ooh. And you still try to, and even if you do give up RJ, then you bring in Kyle Lowry and maybe Alonzo Ball. Right? So that you still got Lonzo Ball who can play off the ball, because Kyle Lowry still at 34 years old, he can still score the ball. He can still, he can still get it. And I think he's a good leader. He's tough. And, you got him, for about 2 years to help develop your young point guard, whoever that might be. If it's quickly, if people say it's quickly, then it's quickly. If it's going to be, whoever. But I think if you put that lineup out there, I think you got a tough lineup. And Zach LaVine makes $19 million this year. He makes $19 million next year. Julius Randle is on the same contract for the most part. If it works, and you say we got something nice here, you pay him. If it doesn't work, you can get out of it and you can go another direction. The thing is, there's speculation that he'll be the next disgruntled player, right? With the way things go in Chicago. This I see it.
Yeah, y'all dudes are so salute to the stupid account of value. I was just looking at this thing. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on. Someone literally on their own account went into Google and literally created a name.
Right.
Valley Bill, man. What's up? What would it take, Mr. Valley Bill? What would it take for the Knicks to trade for you, sir? If you could give us
there you go.
What would it take to get you, man? Oh my gosh, man. Jack,
people are crazy.
You guys. So what would you give up for Bradley Beal, sir? If you could get, mind you, he has and salute to Nick G for pointing this out. He does have a player option for next year, right? And he said, Knicks, I'm not going there. Well, Bradley Beal, you don't have a choice. Well, I actually may have a choice. I don't know, but if we were able to get him, if he didn't throw up a hissy fit, what would you trade for Bradley Beal?
You talking to me?
I'm not talking to Mr. Bradley Beal.
See, man. All right. So, well, how much does Bradley Beal make? He's making over 30 million, right? I know he's making over 30 because he signed that extension last year.
Yeah, he's making hold up. He's making 28.7. Yeah, 28.7 million.
That was 28.7.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would probably be looking to take, to use that $18 million if you traded for him, say at the deadline or something like that, right? You'd be looking to use that 18 million. And so that's 20 million you got to make up. Right? When you look at the Knicks salaries, it's hard for us to make up $20 million in a trade without it being Julius Randle. So if you're trading Julius Randle for Bradley Beal, then I mean you're keeping yourself in the same situation.
So you got Julius Randle making 19.8, RJ Barrett 8.623 million. You got Obi Toppin at 5, Kevin Knox at 5, Austin Rivers at 3, and Manny Quickly at 2, Mitch Robinson at 1.8, is Brazakis at 1.78. So yeah, we are.
Yeah, so I mean, because RJ Barrett's the next highest paid player and doesn't even make $10 million a year. Right now, I would want to keep RJ Barrett, but I know there are people that are like, I would trade RJ Barrett for Bradley Beal. I want to keep RJ Barrett though. So of course I'm trying to, squeeze something. I'm trying to do something. So you'd have to.
Would you do that though? If they said, "Hey, Sin, give us a first rounder and Julius Randle for Beal," would you do that?
A first rounder and Julius Randle for Beal. But to me, that doesn't improve our team. I don't think it improves our team. I mean, maybe a little bit because Bradley Beal can really score the basketball, right? But I don't know if it improves our team so much that you're like, now we really have something. Now we really have something. I think the way to improve it is if you can add them to Randle. I think that's how the team really improves. I think you're just trading situations.
Well,
really.
First of all, salute to Drew Salum, For Real CEO. Salute to you guys. Carl Anthony Towns in the building now. He's saying the Knicks are trash. Salute to Michael Jones. Salute to everybody. Please hit the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you don't know, this is the august leader of the Nothing But Knicks platform, Simeon Russell of Nothing But Knicks. Please go subscribe to his channel on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Sportscaster, as well as Twitch. Salute to everybody in here, man. Cola the Savage, salute. Ace C. Canty, salute. Nice hat, bro. Theo Flett, salute. Nameland, salute. Salute to you guys, man. And K. Brad, salute. He said, man, y'all gotta let RJ go. What you seeing is who he is. Okay, well, I mean, again, there are a bunch of guys who in the 3 years, you didn't know what they were. And I put money. You guys be like, oh, the Knicks could have had him. It's like, oh, the Knicks should have saved that pick. I'm just saying, you got 3-4 years with RJ. No one wants to come here.
How could anyone say that this is who he is? How could anybody say that? I can't see anyone saying that this is who he is. He can't even drink alcohol legally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's crazy. There's no way that this is who he is. And
salute. Nelson Espeda. He says, hello, my friends from Puerto Rico. Salute. Salute to Puerto Rico, man. Agua Dia is beautiful. Other than that, I didn't go anywhere else. But Malek Stewart, salute. Yeah, so with Bradley Beal's tough. I'm not sure I'd make that trade, even though he's uber talented. He's averaging like 34, 35 points a game. But obviously these guys are struggling. I think they're 3-8. Everybody wanted Westbrook last year or before the season. I was a big proponent of it, and he's averaging almost a triple-double, and they still suck. So, and he's shooting more threes now, missing a lot of them. Again, we got to see how guys complement each other, right? And I'm not sitting here saying I don't want certain plays. Look, I want a CP3. I thought he was going to be a salary dump. Obviously, he wasn't. That's one guy I definitely would take because you just make them look at the Suns. Much better team with him there. Westbrook, again, not a guy I want. And even Bradley Beal, if you look at, he's averaging 34.9 or what is it, almost 35 points a game.
like 35 points a game.
And it's still losing. So
Still losing. I
know we are so starved for talent and for success, but certain guys just don't fit. Or certain guys aren't, how can I put it? If Bradley Beal went to a better team, I think he'll do, he'll probably average less, obviously, but they'll be good. Bradley Beal is probably one of those players that he probably does better with talent around him versus you just throw him on any team and you think that he can just build those teams up. So,
and that's what I'm saying. Why I wouldn't want to trade RJ and or Julius for Bradley Beal, because you want to try to bring in a collection of talent. When I was doing my show today, someone called up Anthony Dunbar. Right. He called up and he was like, you see what they did over there in Brooklyn, this and that. I'm like, we're talking about a move, but I'm not talking about making this move. I was talking about making this move before they made their move over there in Brooklyn. I'm not making moves to match what they're doing in Brooklyn. Right. You can't make any move in the NBA right now to match what they just did in Brooklyn. So I'm not trying to match what they did. I'm just worried about what the Knicks can do to get better. You know what I'm saying? And you got to add talent. That's another thing. I think I seen you say it in the chat. People think you're going to give up Frank and Dennis Smith Jr. to get players, and it's like that's not going to happen, bro. You got to give up something.
Like when they were talking about Westbrook, it was like, oh, the Houston Rockets, all they had to do was give up a first rounder and John Wall. It's like, well, John, when healthy, is still arguably one of the most talented point guards in the game, which the Rockets are obviously banking on. We don't have half of what John Wall is on our team. Like, let's just give them our trash. Guys, like, who we think we're fooling? If we know they're trash, everybody else knows they're trash. Like, they're not, like, we'd have to mortgage our future.
Yeah, like somebody said, I don't remember who it was. Someone said, well, I think they're not playing DSJ because they're going to trade him and they don't want him to get hurt. I'm like, nobody's traded for DSJ, bro. Everybody's going to look at the Knicks like, really? I mean, maybe if you're throwing them in to make a trade work for money-wise, but they'll probably just waive them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're going to build your team, and that's why I always say I'm not opposed to any player being traded. I think any player can get traded at any time. The Knicks didn't save the cap space, and they especially didn't accumulate draft picks just to sit on them. You're not going to draft all those players. At some point, they're going to make a move somewhere that they think is the right move.
Right.
And it's going to involve some young players that might be playing and you like. It's going to involve them. The Quickleys and Obies and Knoxes and maybe even RJ. If the Knicks are going to look to really get better, some of those guys may end up going in a trade, at some point if somebody really comes available. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're selling out the farm, though, because if that player is 24, 25 years old, they're still very, very young and can, still get better. So, I'm not saying it's going to happen this year, but at some point it's going to happen.
Now, I know you got to go. So before you go, how about these other guys to trade for, right? Now, obviously, Victor Oladipo, there are reports about him not wanting to stay in Houston. They got a bunch of players down there with that draft, with the trade. Obviously, they have John Wall as well as Cousins down there. By the way, suits to DeMarcus Cousins for how he addressed the whole Harden thing. I love that, man. Just, Harden is a recluse. Get him out of here, whatever. But some other interesting names, man. Besides Victor Oladipo, another guy I wanted, and I'd make this trade. I'd trade Mitch for him, Miles Turner. A player that I feel like if the Blazers falter, because I think that they're on the cusp of we got to get rid of this experiment. You will cost some money. CJ McCollum. Kelly Oubre is another name. If the Warriors just look, we're going to build around with Steph Curry. Obviously, Clay when he gets back, he's going to be, I guess, the last few years of the Splash Brothers. Then Wiseman, who's looking like, the solid pick. They might just be like, hey, Kelly Oubre is just not the guy. Obviously, gave a first rounder for him. It'd be, I think, hold on, he's a free agent next year, I believe, right? I think he's a free agent next year.
Who is?
Kelly Oubre, right?
Yes, I think he is a free agent next year.
Kelly Oubre's a free agent next year. So forget that trade. You probably don't have to trade for him. Another guy, Terry Rozier. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but people obviously are crying for a point guard, even though he's more of a scoring guard, if you want to say that. But they have a logjam.
I mean, he'd clearly be an upgrade over anything that we have, though.
Easily. So. I mean, bro, Terry Rozier's trainers would be upgrades over Elfrid Payton right now. But Devontae Graham is another guy who people looked at that he might be the odd guy out with that whole LaMelo Ball experiment. So any of those guys attract you as possible trade scenarios. You could say Kelly Oubre because I wouldn't trade for him now, but
yeah, definitely wouldn't. You know, I mean, I'm not opposed to trading for Terry Rozier.
Sorry, I'm right here. I just got to plug my battery. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to trading for Terry Rozier. He makes $19 million this year, and then he actually makes $18 million next year. So his contract goes down. You know, and you have, you know, if you're smart, you may not even have to. Well, you're gonna have to give up something, but you know, you may be able to. Maybe you can do it with a first round draft pick and a second round draft pick or something like that. Mm-hmm. You know, because he makes $19 million. You have $18 million of free cap space. Right. So, you know, depending on Michael Jordan is a nutcase, you know, when it comes to making moves. So he might say, yeah, give me that 2023 second round pick. You never know with Michael Jordan. Now, I mean, but you might be able to give him a first round and a second rounder.
Right.
You know, if they just want to. If they just gave Gordon Hayward a bunch of money. They just want to say, hey, you know what? We'll give you Terry Rozier. You give us, you know, a Dallas first rounder. Maybe it's the 2021 Dallas first rounder. You give us that 2021 Dallas first rounder and a 2023 second round pick. And then, you know, maybe like a young Frank Ntilikina or something like that. Maybe they'd do it. If they just want to, you know, save a couple of dollars. I don't know if they want to save a couple of dollars or not. Terry Rozier is putting up numbers, so they're probably going to want, you know, you're probably going to have to give up. I don't see. They already got Malik Monk, so I don't know if they would ask for Emmanuel quickly. They'd probably ask for Kevin Knox.
Yeah,
I don't think that they'd be looking at R.J. Barrett for Terry Rozier. I don't think they'd do that. They'd ask for that. They'd be crazy, but. To ask for that, but they could ask for Kevin Knox. They
definitely could, man. Kevin Knox, I guess right now he'd probably be the most valuable from just fitting a role and production wise after, you know, you give him a pick. Yeah, it's tough, man. CJ McCollum, I'm a big fan of his game. I'm not sure if he's a guy that you trade over for. Devontae Graham is an option, just because he can space the floor. Again, Tom Thibodeau just likes guards who can, you know, dribble, drive, kick out, and score off the dribble, score set shots. They don't have to be super duper stars, just fit the role. That might be the guy I like, but again, I don't know where they're going to go. It all depends, I guess, for LaMelo Ball's emergence on the team, but
right.
Definitely be looking at. I'm not the biggest fan of Terry Rozier, man.
But, you know, he might be just the kind of guy. Listen, he did bring that Boston team to the Eastern Conference Finals, and he might be the kind of guy that Tom Thibodeau, that you know, he's 26 years old. He'll be 27 in March. You know, he might be one of those players that can play tough and has some of that grittiness that Tom Thibodeau is looking for in his players.
Agreed.
He's shooting 46% from the field. He's shooting 43% from three. And that's not an anomaly because he shot 40% last year from three, shot 35% the year before that, 38% the year before that. So he's knocking it down. He doesn't average a lot of assists, you know, but
he might be that guy.
You know, he might be that guy. He might be. Last year, everybody wanted to trade Randle for him,
including Steve Mills.
Including Steve Mills, yeah.
Where Steve Mills is now, man. But hey, Sim, I know you gotta go. I know you gotta get crossed over, man. Trying to train up for me. So
you
I'm gonna let you be out. Like, come on, man. Yo, come on.
Tyrone Hill.
Oh man. Dude, he looks like Skeletor. What was that thing, Skeletor? He-Man, or what that thing was called?
Yeah, Skeletor from He-Man.
Oh,
yeah, it does look like Skeletor.
Damn, Tyrone Hill, man.
That's bad.
Oh man, imagine that. I don't want to. This is awful, man. Imagine chicks trying to like lie to him, like suck up to him in the club and all that stuff, trying to
Right.
They got
Tell me about it.
Their pride for that night, man. Holy crap! You guys are jerks, man. Come on, let Tyrone Hill live, man. This dude is googly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, but Sim,
all right, man.
I'm gonna say it for a little bit, guys. But salute to Sim. Please subscribe to MBK. He will be on tomorrow at 3:30.
Yep, 3:30.
3:30 for coaches corner. He'll be doing the pregame
game preview tomorrow.
So please, guys, be subscribed and get all the notifications. But until then, Sim, see you, big homie.
All right, appreciate you, man. Peace. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Please.
Like and subscribe. I'm out of here.
So I'm still here. Let's talk about it. Sign. I'm still here. I'm not leaving. Let's get it. Who wants to argue with me about nothing in the chat? Let's get it. Who wants to argue with me about nothing in the chat, man? Let's get it. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. A. Collins, Bradley, Bill, salute. Yo, guys, please hit the like, subscribe to the channel. We got 512 people in here. You know what I mean? Again, if we get to 2,000 subs, man, I'm getting a jersey for a lucky winner. I ordered the jersey, what's the name jersey? It's not coming till March, so don't kill me. But there's a big logjam with hold up with the jerseys. But if I get to 2,000 subs before the end of January, somebody is getting a Knicks jersey, and the two people are gonna get Knicks hats, man. So please, anybody wants to fight me in the suit to Chuck B. He said RJ Barrett, because Sim said RJ Barrett's not even legal to drink, and Chuck B said RJ Barrett's not can't legally shoot, man. You guys are corny, man. F you guys, man. RJ Barrett's gonna eat, man. Hopefully. Come home to Brooklyn. Eric Guy says Derek Grant salute MBK the best. Yeah, Sim is the grandfather. Oh, the father. I want to call him grandfather and get in trouble. But suit to everybody, man. If everybody wants to come in the chat, let's discuss some trade scenarios. Let's discuss the Cleveland Cavaliers game tomorrow, man. Salute Vince McMahon, Boban Marjanovic versus. Okay, come on, man. Stop that. Hey, Collins, man. Thank you for the support, bro. I subbed 2 months ago. Salute to you, man. And guys, when I put out videos and stuff, man, engage, put comments, talk. Always like putting out stuff in the community board, man. I need you guys to talk more and debate, man. Fight. You know what I'm saying? Hit those thumbs up. Adele Chapman, the father of this group, man. Salute. Salute to everybody here, man. Astral, salute. Gosh, your names are crazy. Old Man 63. What do you have to give the Wizards for Bill? Probably your future. We do not have the players, Old Man 63. We just don't, man. We don't have the players for this team to give trades like that. And the thing about that, because people think that, because the Knicks didn't get a player, we're not trying. Guys, we're not an attractive team player-wise. So and again, you're talking about a regime that literally stayed in behind in the back, and they literally said nothing the whole season, the whole year. So we don't know who they've been fighting for. But again, what do you guys want? You guys want us to have a situation where we give a whole bunch of players for a guy who's not going to take us to the promised land? Because a lot of people, now y'all starting to come about that Carmelo Anthony trade. And I said, guys, my wins to heaven, that trade will be one of the worst things we ever did as Knicks fans. Or as a Knicks team, excuse me. And we did it. And it set us back. I don't care what no one says. We could have had a team around Carmelo Anthony. Could have had the Jamal Murray pick. And everybody looks, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So see what happened. I'm telling you guys, I'm not saying that you can't trade for players, but it got to be the right player. So, Jermaine Royce in the building, man. Royce at 5'9", man. Mega Powers, man. Salute, bro.
What up, homie?
So who the hell would you trade to get Bradley Beal so I get everybody pushed in the chat, man?
Man, I'm not going to lie, and I hate to start off by talking about the Nets, but I've been thinking about that since yesterday.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I have been thinking about that yesterday. But you know what the bigger question is? What are we trying to give up? Like, because you know how we get on these podcasts and these discussions, cats talk about Frank and DSJ and Knox and RJ and how we ain't trying to get rid of them. And I'm partially one of those people. But it's like, to get somebody, I agree with Sim said. I'm not trying to get nobody if we have to give up Randle. Anybody that has to give up, and I'm not trying to say that Randle's the second coming. Don't kill me in the chat. But what I'm saying is, if we trade Randle, I don't care who we get back. How much better are we getting? Because we ain't just giving up Randle straight up for somebody. We giving up Randle and something else.
And multiple first, if it's a good player.
Exactly. So, what are we giving up? I don't even think it's Beal. I think it's for anybody.
Even Oladipo.
Even all right. So Pete Oladipo, you would say he's a lesser player than Bradley Beal, right? He's still nice though. He would still be killing on us. He would start on us, no problem, right? What do you think? Let's keep. What's up? Like, what do you think we really would have to give up for Oladipo? It would still be a lot.
This will be like you have to give probably multiple firsts. Again, we are not a team in position because we drafted so poorly. Like the Kings could literally get away with fleecing a team with a guy like Buddy Hield, who I think is like, I don't know what his stats are this season, but he's fallen out of favor of that team despite averaging 20 last year off of 40% from three. Right? That's just talent. Even I don't like him, but again, that's talent. Right? And I mean they didn't draft him, but they brought him on from the Pelicans. But the Knicks have not drafted well for the past years. I know KP, but he's not here no more. So the Knicks fans, we got to be a little bit more reasonable. But let me say what's up to Chuck, old man Chuck. I got to give you credit on that RJ Barrett joke. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Man, we got Mark's brother over here, the well-adjusted version of Mark with the big beard. Salute to Wiz over here, man. Salute, bro.
What's good? First time.
So let me, because I know Chuck is gonna hate. I know who Chuck's gonna say. Because I think I already put in the what's name in Twitter, and I already know who he's gonna trade for. But let me get to Wiz. Who would you trade for Bradley Beal if you could get him on the Knicks?
If I get him, I mean, I'm trading Randle. I'm definitely trading Randle, but I don't think that's realistic at all.
Right.
Honestly, what I think the Knicks should do is I feel like we should just trade for picks because I think even though I would
wait. I'm sorry. Hold up. You're about to get killed right now. Not by me. Trade Randle for picks?
I think so. Because,
let's get it. Let's get it. I like this guy. He likes to draft. I like this guy's attitude. Let's go.
Because I know everybody's like, and I've heard like, because I've watched a lot of the streams, so I know like a lot of people's positions that we're not going to get nobody better than Randle. If we get like, let's say a late first round pick for Randle. But the thing is that we got to think how, like Randle is how old right now? He's like, I want to say 26. Yeah. So think about it. We probably only have like 3 to 4 more years of like a decent Randle. And to me, Randle will be perfect if he's like a third or fourth option on the team. But when we have Randle on the team, we're never going to have someone that's like going to relieve that pressure from him.
Hey, wait. I'm not saying I agree with you, but do you know about this next year's draft, right?
Oh, yeah.
I know. Can you just mention the names in the draft so I could just feel good right now? Can you just
mention Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, Sharif Cooper's looking nice. Sharif is looking nice. Even if we don't get the first 2, we can still get Sharif at point guard. Jalen Green, Evan Mobley. That's 5-6 guys right there. We don't even need the number 1 pick this year. Like, I'm hoping for Cade or Suggs, but if we don't get that, we can still get good guys. Like, this draft is crazy. And this front office, even though we like trash on them for like drafting, bad players in the lottery, one, they can't mess it up this year in the lottery. There's no way. You got to be really infatuated with Kentucky to draft Brandon Boston over any of these guys, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, nah.
Brandon Boston, unless it comes out, we got like some out of 20 pick, which I don't think will happen. I'm going to bring. We got a call from Brooklyn. It better not be a troll, man. You better not be a Woo or Chu or Cho, whatever they call. Yo, salute. Who's this? Oh, they hung up. All right, cool. Call back. My phone is working. Call back if you can. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute. iGamer928. Bro, we got 482 people watching. Please hit the likes, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. If I get to 2,000 subs before January, I'm getting somebody one of those ugly Knicks jerseys that just came out that we keep losing in. So please subscribe to the channel. I got Brooklyn on the line, man. Are you Woo or are you Chew? Let's go. Who's this? I didn't keep hanging up. All right, whatever. I'm not going to pick up from that Brooklyn number again, man. You got to fix your phone. I don't know what's happening. But Daniel Glero, salute, man. JNN, salute. Vince McMahon. I swear my life, man. If you don't freak like, all right, I'm about to turn this. Conian Pepper, salute, man. Anton Cates, man. I saw you yesterday, bro. Everybody's calling you Knox's brother, bro. Salute, man. Why you? Yeah, this dude look mad, indignant, and angry. I swear my life. Is this trolling? Holy crap! I'm about to turn this crap off, man. Kyrie 420. Salute. Ghetto intellect. That's my guy.
That's
Salute,
Chuck
man.
calling you, yo.
Yeah. All right. This is different one, man. All right. Yo, who's calling?
Hey, what's up, Guillermo? It's me, Hadouken Chapman, brother. How you doing,
So you can Hadouken. Yo, what's good, bro? How you doing, man?
man? I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Hope you get enjoy the weekend because my weekend starts now.
Yeah, man. Get lifted. Oh wait, you're dad, right?
Yeah, well, yes, I am with that, and the little one is 2, and
Oh, that's old enough for him to drink. I was drinking when I was like 2.5, bro. He's good. So yeah, start your weekend early, man. Put some brew in his cup, man. You know, enjoy the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. I'm only joking for the literals who want to get me kicked off. I'm only joking. But what are your thoughts, man, on this Knicks team? And would you make a trade now?
picks. I want picks. I need all those guys in the draft, bro.
Can you give me just 2 names in the draft just so I can feel good? Everybody that calls in, you got to give me 2 names at least in the draft that you would take. Just make me feel good.
Man, I'll be honest with you. College is in my strong suit.
What? You don't know anybody?
But one thing I can say, on my hands and knees, can we get a point guard? Just one. Please.
So who do you want as a point guard right now,
shoot
bro?
a little bit, man.
Who do you want as a point guard right now? We don't like. What are the options?
In the draft?
No, just period. To trade, like we don't have many options right now. There are no free agents that we over.
Right now, to me, just develop, just do the best to develop. I don't want to. I got a question for you.
All right.
Randle or Morris? Who do you think is going to have the higher trade value?
Randle or Marcus Morris?
Yes.
Like compared to last year? Probably Marcus Morris because he's a 3-and-D guy, right? Every championship team, they utilize those 3-and-D guys. Like I don't know what the numbers are, but it always feels like those guys are a lot more important for contending teams because they space out the floor. A lot of times in finals or in the playoffs, the star players go a lot of iso, a lot of pick and roll. They're not running a lot of intricate sets. So when the defense is collapsing them, they need somebody to kick it out to hit those shots. I mean, like KCP last year was wondrous for the Lakers. That's a guy everybody looks at as kind of like I don't say average, but he's kind of like he's a solid player. But in that playoffs last year, he was wonderful for them. You know what I'm saying? So every year you're gonna get, and he was there last year with the Lakers. He's been there for a few years, but you know he's more viable than because think about this. What team right now in the playoffs can you think of? Right, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but think of a team that they need a big man or a scoring big man to take on major minutes as a student and the starting lineup, or they need a big man like a Cantor, right? But even then, you know, Randle is way above Cantor, so Randle just fits a weird role where he would have to start. But what playoff team would need that type of starter? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's kind of hard right now. I mean, Randle, I'm not sure if you get a first. I just don't know who would give up a first rounder. Again, I have to consider it, but I'm leaning towards picking up Randle's option for next year. So, you know, right now it is what it is, man. It is what it is with Randle. He's picked up his game. I was not the biggest fan of him, but I give him all the credit.
With him. RJ's a little erratic right now, but he's only in his second year, so we gotta, just. It's growing pains, so hopefully he turns it around. Hopefully he could at least get start developing a mid-range game to that 3-pointer. I don't know yet, but at least a mid-range,
Yeah.
I'm hoping for that.
You're not high right now, right?
No, I'm
all right, cool.
high off life, man.
Yeah, I like that, man. But yo, Adele Chapman, man, thank you for calling. I got somebody from Bayside calling in. Hope it's on the
go for it, brother. Go for it.
Adele, man, salute, bro. See you later, bro.
Always, brother.
Peace, man. So before we get this call from Bayside, I think he's gonna come back in 2 seconds. Chuck B, what are you training for Bradley, Bill? I already know what you're gonna do, but
Frank and RJ.
Hold on. I apologize, Chuck. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, who's this? All right, Chuck, keep going.
I'm not giving up my best player in his prime. You hustling backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus. Hey, who's calling in? You. All right, I'm about to turn this off so no one else. Chuck, keep talking, man.
Yeah.
Try to turn
Yeah.
up the volume. Keep talking.
Yeah, because it makes no sense. All right. First of all, Randle is the only option we have right now. And every game is a different second option. So to let that go for unknown late first round pick, you putting yourself in the worst position. RJ can't shoot, right? That's not going to change. It might get a little better, but it's not going to be. It ain't going to go from bad to good. It'll go from bad to average.
To 35%, 36%.
Oh, from three?
Yeah, I'm just talking about from three, not just mid range, but from three.
Oh, 34. Yeah, 34 maybe.
That's below average. But hold on. Before we continue, we have traveling from the mean streets, the kingdom of Blarn's Tears, the august general, as an astute, intelligent guest in my kingdom, the one and only Stephen Fox. Salute to Stephen Fox, man. This guy has been helping Blarn's Tears. So I don't want to say helping. He is the other half of Blarn's Tears. He's Freezy's right-hand man, his general. Salute to Stephen Fox, man. You know, if everybody could just give a salute to this guy, man, has been doing a bang job on that show, carrying it, man. So salute to you, Stephen. I'm pretty sure he's here to somehow embarrass me or teach me something. So before we let Stephen go, I just want to get Chuck's point real quick because we know Chuck is a hater. But continue because he doesn't want to tell me the rest of this draft or this trade. He just wants to issue on RJ Barrett. So go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, that's I didn't even realize that's what I was doing.
Bootleg rock him with that Dookie, that wannabe Dookie chain. Go ahead, Chuck. Keep going. Super Chuck, man. I love Chuck, man. I'm only joking. Go ahead. What's the rest of your trade, bro?
Oh, it's you got to give up one of the Mav picks, right? So just RJ and Frank ain't gonna do it.
No, I don't know.
But if they twist your arm, you throw in DSJ.
Frank, DSJ, RJ. What are the picks?
The Mavs.
Just the one Mavericks 2023.
And the next pick for 2022.
Mind you, none of this matters because again, we're not matching up. So you'd have to give up Randle, right?
Nah.
Well, how do you make it work? The money's not working. It's not adding up. Beal is 28 million. RJ's 8. Frank is gone. After if you trade him this season, obviously his 1 point something is expiring. And then who you say DSJ? So the money doesn't work. But you're only going to give a 1 first rounder for him?
2. The Mavs the Mavs and the next 22 pick.
Someone said throw Tibbs in there, man. Yo, you guys got to chill out on Tibbs, man. You guys got to chill out on Tibbs. Let me get to Stephen Fox, man, because that trade, man, Chuck. I already know you're going with that trade, but go ahead, Stephen. How you doing, bro?
Oh, salute to you. Salute to my brothers on the chat. Everything's well. I have the night off, so I'm only working game nights now. Freezy is my idol. I don't know how that man does those 3 o'clock in the mornings every night. Can't do it. And my wife loves me for some reason, and she asked me to cut back. But I can't cut back my love for my Knicks, and this gives me an opportunity. You know, Guillermo, when you're doing a show like this, it's, you're worrying about the broadcast. You're not thinking about the Knicks, so it's good to just be a Knicks fan and talking with my brothers. So, hey, I agree a lot with what Sim said. I think the cost of Beal is going to be higher than LaVine. And I'd go for LaVine, and I'd also go for Kyle. I think Kyle still has a lot left in his tank. He's still playing at a very high level. And, the Nets trade really, I think, was thought-provoking for everyone. That, you and I are brothers, that we love the draft. We love the analysis. We know all of that. But they're unproven commodities. That it comes a point that you say, you know what, maybe a hybrid mix of, so get me Kyle, get me LaVine with a snap of the finger that changes the team, and use some of our other assets, maybe to get a Kuminga or something like that in the draft, that automatically the complexion of the team changes radically. And especially, I think, I'm with Chuck. I want to keep Randle, but a team of Kyle, Zach, RJ, Randle, and Mitch that's a whole different team than we have now.
Can I ask you guys a question? And please answer I will. So I want your overall thoughts on the Nets trade. I want you to also tell me if you think if this team does not win, will this be one of the greatest failures in NBA history? When you're talking about getting a so-called super team. And if they don't win, I mean, the Nets have gotten away with a lot. They gave up a bunch of picks for that aging Celtics team. Didn't work. They got lucky that Atkinson built them back up. Then they had these two Mercurial free agents who came over, got them over. Now they have, one is still out of commission somehow. And now they have Harden. Will this be one of the greatest failures of NBA history? And how do you think that this will affect teams out? Steven hinted at a little bit, but how does this affect teams going forward? So, just give me overall thoughts and we get to the other question. Let me start with you, Wiz.
So I think the Nets did make a good move. Y'all gonna hate. I know the whole chat's gonna hate me for this, but I am a LeBron fan. I'm 19, so
my Lord.
I got to be a LeBron fan. But like, I ain't gonna lie, I was really worried when I saw that trade notification pop up. I was like, oh my goodness, it's gonna be real tough to get that 5th ring. But I do think they made a good move. I think if you're a team that's looking to win a championship, you definitely make a move like that. People always say, like, the main criticism is their defense, and I get that. And that's a legitimate criticism because they lost Jared Allen, who was their best rim protector, and DeAndre Jordan is not, as good as he once was, even though he wasn't, the most amazing rim protector in the first place. But, like, and they say, like, the egos are going to collide. But honestly, I don't believe in that stuff too much. When you have Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving is your 3rd best scorer on your team, it's gonna be tough to stop. I think they're definitely making it out of the East, but if they don't win at least one championship, it's definitely a failure. Like, I remember, being a Bron fan in 2011 was probably the worst time of my life when they lost and LeBron just choked. But you know what I'm saying? So like,
that gave me a tiny bit of hope back in basketball. Seeing those Mavericks with that old aging Sean Marion, Jason Terry.
Oh my God! No, I don't even know why I brought it up.
After he got screwed over by the Heat, was it 06, 05, 06?
Yeah, 06,
06.
Let me get to Jermaine, man. What do you think about that trade, man? Because this guy, he's a LeBron fan, so he only cares about LeBron's so-called paper kingdom. But go ahead, Jermaine.
I was actually interested to hear what LeBron fans is thinking right now too. That was actually pretty cool.
Ugh.
But I mean, you mean from a Knicks fan perspective, it doesn't bother me. For the Nets, I think we have to. Is Kyrie going to be there? I mean, I think that's a big part of it. I'm sure he will. The whole thing is chemistry. If they gel, who's scoring enough points to try and beat them? If they're gelling, that's really the question. Yes, defense is going to be a negative against them, but again, how are you going to compete with that? How you're going to have to play a legit 24 seconds of good defense every single possession. And if Kevin Durant is taking that last second shot like we all think, I mean, look at Knox last night. Sorry, Steve, don't blow me up on this, but I thought
I'm not Kevin W.
yeah. But
I only think he's moderate at best.
Yeah, that one possession where those 2 possessions with Durant last night, the one on Julius Randle where he basically just was looking like he was about to fall and stopped and just pulled up, stuff like that you can't guard. And the one with Knox was
the hezzy
here.
Pull up.
Knox was here. His hand was in his face. Swap like it was nothing. So there's nothing you could do about that. And with Harden should be the point guard. That's really what they should do.
But Harden had that year with Chris Paul where he was playing off ball.
But Harden also could get you 10 assists a game. I mean, he can average 10 assists.
Harden's the best playmaker.
Yeah,
He's definitely
he
the
is.
best playmaker.
Harden's the best
Without doubt.
because Durant only needs what 12, 13, maybe 14 shots. That's all he needs, and he don't need the ball in his hand.
I think the year he was with Chris Paul, he averaged 36.1 points. That was 2018-19, right?
Yeah.
I think that was a year. That's his best year in the NBA. 36.1 points, 36.8% from three. He shot 44.2% from the field. Usually shoots around 44, 45-ish percent. More 44%. And his usage was only excuse me. I take that back. Not only. But his usage still was 40.5, so I take that back. It wasn't better. But I think that was the year he was playing with Chris Paul. And another thing you guys are forgetting, who's going to sacrifice their game?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Who's taking a Chris Bosh role on that team? But let me get to Steven, because we know Chuck is going to somehow tie this to the Nets doing this is going to tie back to RJ Barrett sucking. But so let me get to Steven Fox.
I think you nailed it. That the chemistry part that Kyrie's a noted head case for a long time, and now you bring in Harden there. They both love handling the ball. And Durant needs his touches, and you just gave up key parts of your team. So the D'Antoni type offense has never really done well in playoffs when it comes to it. So yeah, they're great on offense, but what the hell are they going to do for stops? And also, you just know it's going to be a soap opera there pretty soon. Anytime you have Kyrie, there's a soap opera soon to follow. And also, more than anything, history repeats itself. Is Kyrie going to be there when the playoffs come because of injuries?
That's another thing that I'm scared about with Kyrie. I feel like he'd be the type of guy that if they're on a roll, because he's such a miser. He's such a he just likes chaos, I think. And I could see him easily, like the team will be on a roll and he'd force himself back late in the season to where he wants to be. I'm not saying he's going to miss the whole season, but I can just see him doing things like that, right? Just to show that he has some type of effect on the team, despite the fact that he was averaging, I think, 20-something points to start the season. His focus is not on basketball, but it is what it is. But I agree with you, man. That is such a weird team. When Bosh, Dwayne Wade and LeBron got together, Dwayne Wade also sacrificed his game to lift up LeBron after the first year. So I'm banking on that team, like you guys said, chemistry. I'm banking on those guys to all fail. But let me get to Chuck, man. How do you feel about that team?
Well, before the trade, I had the Nets in 5 versus the Lakers in the finals. So now I'll keep it the same. I think the Lakers will get a game, but they traded 3 players and got 1 back. So there's 2 spots left. So I think it's important who they fill those spots with. So because you got to make up for Allen's size. So somebody like Chandler or Gasol or something like that. But I don't see them losing.
Is Dedmon still a free agent?
Dedmon? Oh, the guy from the Spurs. He used to be the Spurs.
Yeah. Nah. Is he? No. He was on the Kings last year.
I was on the Kings. I'm not necessarily or particularly sure about that. So with the Nets, does this mess up basketball in any way? In terms of that teams will be just chasing superstars again? Because I think the Heat were so close. That's why I wanted the Heat to win so badly, because I felt like they were so close to kind of resetting the mindset on how to build a winning team, right? That's probably the best way. Obviously, Butler wasn't there the year prior, but you bring in a complimentary player. It doesn't have to be a super duper star. And you have a bunch of young kids. And the chemistry, right? Coaching, GM, owner, all in cohesion with each other, all in unison with each other. And I was so pissed they lost, because I felt like that would have kind of, set people's minds back. We don't have to chase superstars and stack them on teams. So let me get your opinions on that. I know Steven said yes.
Well, Denver was this close, as we know, from basically doing it the old way, building through the draft and things like that. They didn't bring in people like to build a super team. So I think it's a hybrid. If you have a great development organization, you could do what Denver did. But if you have the people that pick the draft picks that the Knicks pick, maybe we need to go the other route and get proven commodities, because we just don't seem to ever pick a great, somebody who's going to ascend to be a star. We've just always picked mediocre players, it seems.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a paradigm that's going to happen. People putting together, rich owners putting together super teams. But when Kyrie wakes up and sees a paper one day and thinks that maybe he's the third option on that team, his ego's not going to like it.
Did you guys hear about him allegedly not liking the coach pick now? With Steve Nash?
No.
Didn't he say he wanted Steve Nash?
I thought he was
so
coach.
too. I thought so too. And literally, I saw and salute to Harris Rashard, Pug Boom. Yeah, salute to Pug Boom, man United, baby. But Kyrie Irving, man, that has to be a nightmare signing. But let me get to you, Wiz, because obviously your superhero LeBron James can only win the super teams. We know he's not saying to try to build a team. So let me get your opinion on the Nets. Does they ruin basketball, Mr. 19 years old, Mr. I've never seen the greatness of Jordan. I think LeBron James is somehow the greatest player of all time. I'm only throwing darts at you.
I mean, I can make an argument for it, but no, I'm playing. But they ruin basketball. I mean, I think the 2016 Warriors, like the year they got KD, kind of just messed it all up. But did they ruin basketball? I mean, if they lose, no. You know what I'm saying? I think the thing is, if let's say the Heat did win this year, would it set a precedent for most teams to be like, oh, let's make sure we build? Let's say, would it make a precedent for the New York Knicks to be like, oh, let's actually try to build through the draft. Let's actually draft good players. I don't think it would. I still think we still look to get superstar free agents because no matter what it is, like even if like a team like let's say Denver, right, that built through the draft, even if a team like that won, you're still going to have the fan base of most teams, GMs, coaches look for those superstar players. So I think this generation specifically, like, it's too far gone to where like it's always going to be let's try and sign the best free agent. Let's build a team around a potential free agent we can get like we did with trading KP to get cap space for KD and Kyrie, even though KD wanted KP. But so I don't necessarily think they ruined the NBA. I just think they're just doing what the status quo calls for, and that's just sign as many superstars as need be or as you can. And yeah, so I think the NBA is already far gone.
Right. Okay. You think it's kind of okay. Fair enough. So I guess you're saying that LeBron James kind of ruined it already. All right. Thanks for that answer. Let's get to Chuck. I'm only joking.
Yeah, I know. But
yeah, you have to. Well, look, I don't want to kill LeBron on that because I think that what he did for player leverage, in regards to the owners and the money, I thought that was great. I thought it was excellent.
I mean, like, let's just say this, right? If Julius Randle was like a LeBron or Michael Jordan type player, and the Knicks just kept surrounding him with players that can't shoot, a bunch of Alfred Paytons, and he wants to go to a team with two other star players that can help him win a championship, I don't think any of y'all would blame him, right?
No, I can't. I just felt it was cheap, man. I didn't mind LeBron James leaving the Cavaliers. I thought Danny Ferry did him dirty. I get him talent when he had the chance to trade J.J. Hickson for Stoudemire, who was still decent. He didn't pull it. I was like, you got to get the hell out of there. But the Heat move was just cheap. But let me get to Chuck, and we're gonna get back to the Knicks, guys. Chill out. We're getting back to the Knicks.
Yeah.
But Chuck, give me what CRS1? Did you really think you're KRS? Like, who do you? Chuck. Who the hell do you think you are? You also robbed the Knick the other night. You wrote to Joe on my show. Suter Blarnes did take the debate, and I paid the licensing fees for that one night, so I apologize. But you got killed by Rob, you got killed by Joe, you got killed by me, you got killed by Andy, you're about to get killed by Coach Colorblocks. Like, you take so many L's, bro. Like, why are you so like cocky? Like, you look like Ja Rule that went up against it like 20, 50 cents, bro. You're dead. Your career's dead. Go ahead, Chuck. Give me your opinion. And by the way, the Mets just got Francisco Lindor, so you're not winning this year whatsoever, Chuck.
Well, I'm undefeated, and those fake losses you try to put on me, they didn't stick. I definitely took it to the higher ups, and 26-0-2 is still in effect. Now,
we got this from.
the Knicks didn't. Not the Knicks, but
I love my Chuck.
Thank you, sir.
No, don't.
The Nets didn't ruin basketball. They ruined it for the Knicks.
The Nets ruined it for the Knicks.
They ruined it for the Knicks fans. Like where they made us. We was already irrelevant, and they made us less relevant as far as winning. Like the city is theirs.
Brooklyn. Whoa. What, say it one more time.
The city is theirs. As far as winning.
As far as
not popularity. Not popularity.
Salute to Ace of Kings, man. He says your man Chuck is delusional. We know Ace of Kings. It's okay. It's understood. Our game and salute to everybody, man.
He don't get it yet. It's as far as being a winner, we're far off. Their third best player is better than our best player, plus our second best player put together. You know what I'm saying? The gap we got to make up is too far. So they way ahead. We're just more popular. Like the Yankees are always going to be more popular than the Mets. Even if the Mets go further this year, the Yankees are still going to be more popular. So no matter what the Knicks do, or no matter what the Nets do, the Knicks are going to be more popular. They're the most popular team in the sport, and they suck for the last 20 years. But as far as winning, the Nets made them more irrelevant. That's all I got.
And salute to S. Brooklyn, Robert Parr, Sean Howard, salute, man. Brandon Howard, salute.
Guillermo.
Go ahead, Steven.
This morning on Knicks Morning Drive, I think Freezy had a doctor's appointment, so Ghetto Intellect was holding down, doing a great job.
Salute to Ghetto Intellect, by the way, man.
Oh, that's my man. My wife came over and she said, "What are you howling about?" She says, "Oh my God, you're crying." Chuck did a Freezy impersonation this morning, and then he did it was so brilliant. I'm talking to Freezy that, hey, I know you're busy sometimes, you can't be there. We need Chuck to be Freezy when Freezy's not there. We got to do a segment maybe once a week, if not every night. Chuck, it was sheer brilliance. I was literally crying. I was howling.
Yeah, I saw his wearing the do-rag, and he makes that stupid face where he's smiling. And he's not blinking his eyes. Chuck is he's a fool, man. Like
it was cool.
Mama jumped back.
I'm like, Chuck, my favorite, man. My wife's like, "What are you howling about?" I said, "The man has talent. The man has talent. That's like pure hysteria." So I just wanted to do a shout out to you, my friend. We got to do that in the future, man. It was brilliant.
They interrupted it, but I got most of it off.
Yeah, but the quick change was also it was unbelievable.
I really hate Chuck for that, man. But can I ask you guys a question on the Knicks, man?
All right.
So with these young players on the Knicks, now everybody at SoCo has their favorites. Some people in the RJ clan, some people in the Knox clan, some people are in the Mitchell Robinson clan. So far this season, in regards to how Tibbs is developing these kids, who's a player that you've been most impressed by and you could project to be, at the very least, a solid starter for the Knicks to come? Just looking at the games individually, not the wins or losses. Anybody can go. Whoever wants to go first.
RJ Barrett.
This guy, Coach Color. Can I ban Coach Color? I know he's doing this on purpose. I don't need to hear your Evan Turner comparison again, man. Please stop. All right.
No, wait. There's the good news. There's good news.
Oh, Lord.
There's good news.
What's the good news now, bro?
I looked at the numbers more closely for RJ Barrett. He is one made layup a game away from being a 20-point a game guy.
On like 38% shooting, though.
I know, but the one layup, he's already taken 16 shots. He takes one more, hits one more shot, he's at 44%, and he's a 20-point a game guy. And then we don't have this conversation ever again. So literally, he's one layup away, made every game from being a 20-point a game guy. And also,
the difference is the 3-point percentage and the fact that he's still.
I don't care about 3-point.
40.
No, the issue is not his 3-point, man. He is so bad at close to the basket shots. Look at the numbers.
It's brutal.
I like looked at every other reasonable slasher in the past 10 years. DeRozan, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, LeBron. They're all in like 50% or above, and he's in the low 40s. I can't think of a slasher who's been successful who can't finish. It just doesn't compute. But the good news is that he hits one more layup a game. He's a 20-point a game guy. And then we can talk about. We don't even have to have this discussion.
Do you agree with that, Chuck?
What was? No. I would say 18 and not 20, and I also would say if he took one more shot.
That's too many shots. One more shot's too many shots. Yeah, he needs to make one more shot.
All right.
16 a game. That's a lot of shots.
Okay, so if he make one of the 16, okay. Him shooting 16 shots, we're not going to win with that. So even if he get the 20, he shouldn't be taking 16 shots a game. He's not a good shooter. No bad shooter should take 16 shots a game.
Go to adjusted shooting, Gmo. Yeah, right there.
Guys, let me know if you guys can see this clearly. I'll try to enlarge it a little bit.
Go to adjusted shooting. Yeah, right there. Look at his 2-point percentage. That's low.
Jeez.
I'm not hating. I like him, but I mean that's low for a slasher. And then the field goal overall is really low. Like it's like worse than Iverson field goal. I'm just a fact. But that 2-point percentage is too low. That's the one I need to worry about. We need to worry about as a franchise, because his game is predicated on getting to the hoop. So fine, he's really good at getting to the hoop, but if he's not finishing his chances at the hoop, then I can't think of a slasher who's a slasher without being able to finish at the hoop.
And right below it, you see from 3 to 10 feet, he's shooting 28%, and from 10 to 16 feet, he's shooting 30%. So he's bricking all over the place.
Yeah, and that's my. So I'm telling you, like, I'm not exaggerating. He's one made field goal away, legitimately, from being 20 points a game. He just got to finish at the rim. So he spent all offseason doing the wrong thing.
So
I think RJ.
Why is it not 18 instead of 20?
Because my idea with that is that he would also get to the line more.
And he's gonna miss more from the line.
He's doing okay from the line, so I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. If he maintains that like 68 to 72% from the line, that 16 points quickly becomes 20.
All right, so I'm gonna ungive him the benefit of the doubt and give him 17 points, and I will say
he's already there. He's already there though.
Well, he's not going to average 20. It don't matter, and until we get a better second option, we're not going to be a winning team.
So if you want to get to the foul draw, you'll just take, if you gave him an extra shot, wouldn't you just multiply that extra shot by the foul draw rate and then multiply that by the free throw rate?
It becomes 20.
To get that extra point, that becomes 20?
Which is right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's one. I know, Intellect's right. Like, bro, it's not ideal that he's 70% from the line, but I'll take it.
So you basically, all right, so you basically giving him and ones instead of just an extra made field.
Well, because usually they kind of work together. Like, you get the extra layup off, you'll probably get another and one, generally.
You know what I think the key takeaway is? He's going to score 20 points and only hit 2 to 3 jumpers a game and still score 20 points for where everything else is from the inside or from the foul line.
He just got to finish his layups. That's it. It's really that his path to being a 20-point a game guy. And hey, 16 points a game guys and 20 points a game guys, the difference between those two guys is $100 million contracts.
No doubt.
And he's like one layup away from doing that. And like I said, if he gets there, which he probably will, then, or I hope he will, then we don't even have to talk about him. But
so since I asked everybody who's the most improved, you come over here to destroy. I'm only joking. No, RJ, we need this. This is great. But who was your most improved rookie or not rookie? Excuse me, young player.
Mitch.
I agree.
Yeah,
Mitch.
Mitch is doing a lot of the small things, the game-to-game stuff. He's really taking to the coaching. I don't care about the 3-point shots against the dudes at LA Fitness. I care about like he's making reads on defense. His hands are still weak, but he's making better reads on defense. He's not fouling out anymore. He's staying on his feet. He's running that alley-oop play more. He looks like an NBA starter now, like legitimately. I had my reservations about that last year. He didn't look like one. He looked like a dude that could run and jump, but he's getting there. He's getting there.
I think it's
I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to say like Mitch turned into a guy where it's like when he comes off the floor, I get kind of angry because I'm like, we're just gonna give up so many points in the paint now because Nerlens Noel. I don't know if he just lost his ability to jump this year, but I don't know, he's not cutting it right now. So I do think Mitch definitely improved the most. Going back to RJ for a little bit though, I still think he's our best prospect in terms of young players because he can do a little bit of playmaking. He does rebound the ball. I think the only thing with him is that if he doesn't learn how to shoot the basketball at least an above average rate, he'll never be that good of an offensive player because let's be honest, he doesn't have a dribble package. He's not that fast. And he doesn't have a layup package.
16 points without having any of the skills you talked about.
Yeah, but it's taking him 40 minutes. But it's taking him 40 minutes.
Yeah,
no doubt. Hey, let me ask you a question, Coach. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yes. No, but I was just saying, like, I think RJ needs to at least develop a consistent mid-range pull-up so that he can just, I don't know. Because every time he gets the ball in a triple threat position, he's always going to his left hand. Like, it's always the same move. Like, at least be able to get, like, a jab step jump shot in there so you can open up your options or something like that, and then be able to shoot off the catch for an occasional three. I think that'll add a lot to his game. But I do also really like I do like Quickly. I know Chuck don't like Quickly that much, but I do like Quickly. I don't think he's fit as a starting point guard for a team. I think he's more of a two guard because even though he can make, his playmaking is real instinctual in that when he has the ball, he's not going to really get if someone makes a cut in the beginning of the play, he's not going to really find him like that. He'll move the ball around in the beginning, but once he gets the ball back, he's just going to look to score, which is why I think he's more wired like a two guard. And he does take floaters like above the free throw line a little too much. I kind of want him to do a dribble pull up instead of a floater all the time. But I think he should start over Elfrid Payton. I'm tired of seeing Elfrid Payton play. I'm kind of done.
We all are. You're preaching to the choir. Everybody is. But I'm gonna ask you a question before I make this comment because you are a young kid. You're 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're uber young, and you live in New York, right?
Yeah.
You live in New York. In one of the five boroughs or Long Island?
Yes. No, not Long Island.
One of the five boroughs. All right, cool. I'm gonna ask you a question real quick, but just to Nick G, salute to Nick G, man. He's probably working right now. It says, did Coach Color Blocks calm down over last night? Yesterday he was doom and gloom with his "we're never gonna make it" speech. Yeah, he was. He's very doom and gloom. Coach, any
I was heated last night and I slept on it. And I was on Blarge this morning. I was talking to Intellect. I'm calmer, but I rewatched the game this morning, bro. And it just made I still stand by what I believe in. I rewatched that game this morning and I'm still the same thing still stands, man.
Coach, you have to be steady, man, because when we were winning, you're on cloud high, bro.
I'm still because
coach over Cade, man. And
I still believe that. I still believe that, but I'm a Knicks fan. Like, give me some credit.
Oh my Lord. Well, all right, I guess. But Wiz, let me ask you this question because you're 19 years old, man. You are of a different class and generation of Knicks fans. How do young kids first feel about the Knicks, and how do they feel about other teams? I'm not going to ask about the Nets, but you could just – what are the so-called young kids thinking about the Knicks? Are we a relic? Are we dead in the water? Are we non-existent to them?
Nah. I don't think we're non-existent because, I live in New York, so I know a bunch of Knicks fans. So I talk to a lot of friends who are Knicks fans. We do get clowned on the meme pages and all that, but that's to be expected when you're a bad team. I don't think we're a relic though. Not at all. I think that we are a team that does demand attention. Like even when we're bad, we're still on ESPN sometimes, stuff like that. People still see us on social media. So if we were a relic, we just wouldn't be mentioned at all. We'd be like the Hornets, you know what I'm saying? Like a team that no one's going to talk about. The only reason why people are talking about the Hornets is because of LaMelo. If they didn't get Melo, then no one's talking about them. But I don't think we're like that. I think even when the Knicks were like, when we went on that winning streak or we went like 4-1 during that one stretch of games, we were getting talked about a lot. Like I remember going on YouTube, every NBA YouTuber was talking about the Knicks. ESPN was talking on the Knicks. First Take, all those sports channels. I don't know if Undisputed did it, but I don't watch Undisputed. But like, yeah, and I only watch First Take for entertainment. But
how long have you been a Knicks fan?
I've been a Knicks fan. I mean, so I started off as a Knicks fan. This is gonna be wild. I started off when I was like 4 because I had NBA 2K5, and my favorite player was Stephon Marbury in that game. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Like I used to have every game with Stephon Marbury on the cover. So I was a Knicks fan. Then I became a LeBron fan, so I started following LeBron more. And then probably I'd say till like 2013 was when I started following the Knicks again, because that's when I really started watching like basketball really heavily. And I got back into the Knicks like that 2013-14 season. I got back in at the wrong time, I'm gonna be honest, but I did get in. And yeah, so I've been following the Knicks ever since then. So I've been watching like almost every game I can.
Okay, so what's your favorite Knick memory your favorite Knick memory ever that you saw? Not like a YouTube thing.
It's gonna be Melo.
Yeah. That I saw, probably Melo's game against Chicago.
Didn't I mention that
one game?
That was an Easter game you talking about?
The Easter game.
Yeah, the one where he hit that game time shot in the game winner. I remember that was crazy. I remember the insanity. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird because like as older Knicks fans, like what's my favorite Knicks memory? It has to be the Allen Houston buzzer beater or the floater thing hitting off the back,
Miami,
or the rim, not even the backboard, against the Heat. Then obviously LJ, the 4-point play. I'd probably say the worst was the Game 7 Rockets versus Knicks, 94. 99 finals, I knew we were going to lose. I was walking around with a Bible, like praying to God that we were going to win. God was like, yo, just don't do that. Let it go. It's not the time to do that. I was like, all right, whatever. But yeah, those are my favorite. Now, Melo's a love it. Like, I love that we went to the playoffs, man, but I hate that trade. I despise that trade. Chuck, your favorite memory was Dave Boucher? Which one was that?
The Busher.
When Earl the Pearl hit the shot.
It was Phil Jackson diving into row 3.
Oh, yeah.
when Dennis Smith got traded.
What was yours, Chuck? I'm pretty sure someone like losing something to hate on. Go ahead.
Well, before that, my most improved Knick is Knox. His numbers improved across the board. Mitch only improved on
Knox improved across the board
percentages and points per game. Mitch improved by 1 rebound, but he went down on points and he went down on blocks.
But he also probably went down on fouls too, right?
And he went down on not free throw, but field goal percentage.
Yeah, but he also went down on fouls probably and then up on minutes, right? And I don't know what his defensive field goal percentage is now. I'm trying to look up for it, but I don't know if it's better. But if it's better, if his defensive field goal percentage and the margin between that and the average field goal percentage.
Okay, all right.
More negative.
So here's what we're comparing. All right, Knox is shooting better and Mitch is fouling less. Which one is more important? Okay. My favorite Knick memory was the drafting of Michael Ray. play. Wow.
You mean, wait, Michael Ray, the dude who had the drug issues, right?
That was my favorite player.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Then after him, it was Mark Jackson. So it's always a point guard thing with me. And that's why I like John Morant now, because the Knicks. Yeah.
I was there at the freaking picks of the lottery, bro, and I was so like we were right there. I literally just wanted two because I don't want Zion. Didn't want to have nothing to do with Zion. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Not necessarily the injuries per se, but just that he was going to have a hard time in the NBA because I watched him at Duke. I said, this is impressive. He did have good footwork down low, but I'm like, he is going to struggle in the NBA unless he gets a shot and slims down. Lo and behold, everything is happening with him. You know, it's happened, unfortunately, right? The meniscus tear, the way his body's set up. But John Morant was my guy. Unfortunately, if John Morant got here, we would have probably still have Steve Mills and Fizdale because he probably would have saved their jobs. I think John Morant is that. Bro, he is that good. I'm sorry.
I would have took him first. I would have took him over Zion.
No doubt.
Yeah, I was saying that before the draft. I would take Morant. Yeah.
Well, the marketing department took Zion. The basketball.
I was gonna say, yeah, you sell a lot of jerseys with Zion, so
and that team
that matters too.
Let me ask you, Steven. So before you get to your favorite moment, who's your most improved young Knick player on this team?
I'll have to go with Knox too, but I'm real tough in the sense that 2 rebounds a game, not even an assist a game, the turnovers. So it's like picking, they're not keepers to me. So many of the guys here, Mitch is, but Knox, I just see him as an eternal role player. So it hurts me that I look at it and I'm seeing it RJ and I'm like, like we were just saying, RJ, you can score 18, but what's the price with the other players on the team with the flow and other things? Because every time he touches the ball, the shot clock goes click, 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 click. He doesn't give up the ball much. But I guess Knox, I knew he had offensive talent from, his first season. And we see him, he's picking up on the defensive end, and we like that intensity. And he did do a step-back jumper last game. I never saw that in his repertoire before, but you have his shot chart. If you bring up his shot chart, it's numbing. You see so much white. It's either 3-point or it's by the rim, but everything else is. And then if you bring up a Jason Tatum, like you're saying, hey, this is a 3, even though they both play 3-4, and you just do a comparison of those two charts, you realize how bad. That we're happy with mediocrity with Knox. That's not a 3 that you really want. Somebody that's going to do that, and also that we have to have somebody that set him up because he can't make his own shot. It looks like he has 2 left feet every time he puts the ball. How many games have we seen a travel call where he fakes from 3 and travel, trying to put the ball on the floor? So I'm happy that he's hitting shots, but if this is what we're going to be nitpicking to be happy about, man, we have a bad team.
And just real quick, back to Chuck's point, I agree with a lot that you said with Knox. Just real quick on Knox. Now he's taking a lot more corner threes, which is a staple of Tibbs, and RJ Barrett's been doing the same too. Obviously, at a way lower success rate. So Knox, to me, he's doing what we saw he could do in the years prior in flashes, but now he has a defined role. So it's kind of like it's tough. I still think it's Mitch because all right. So look at this, right? So this chart right here is showing his defensive field goal percentage, right, versus the average field goal percentage of the guys that he's playing against, right? This is 2020 to 2021. The difference is 3.9%, which is really good, right? Or not. Now I say it's really good. It's good. You want it to be negative. And here it was last year. It's at 1.7, right? So he's arguably doing better, even though. Well, yeah, his defensive field goal percentage is lower, and it's a higher difference, right? And guys are actually scoring more this year on average away from him when he's not playing than they did last year, if I'm reading that correct. So Mitchell Robinson, when you talk about his defense, has gotten better in that facet. Now, again, it's not blocks. He has lower blocks, but again, he's defending guys better. Guys aren't scoring him as easily. And he played more minutes, or he's playing more minutes this year. So to achieve that, that's a that's defensive improvement. That's not going to show up in the blocks because blocks are friends. You said it yourself. You used to say that he was a shot blocker and not a good defender.
Yes.
And that shows right there that he is getting better at defense, and he's there for more minutes. So,
well, I think a couple of the games we played teams with centers that don't score. So
we played. It's tough because who is he? Was he on Sabonis during those Pacers game for a lot of it, or
I think he was on. No, Randle was on Sabonis most of those games
for a lot of that time.
Yeah,
he had Drummond. Who else? You had Drummond, Jokic. He struggled against, obviously. You had
Charlotte. They had a 6'9" center, like
beyond
right. Gobert. Yeah, I mean,
and then who the Nets had last night?
The Nets. Who they had? Perry.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Reggie Perry, the kid out of Mississippi State, 6'9".
But Jordan started, right?
Oh, that's right, Jordan.
Oh, you're right.
How could you forget the facials he put on Mitch last night?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that was so embarrassing, man. We got to stop doing that, man. Like, I know you got to play good defense. You got to stay in there, man. But when I saw Knox get crossed over by Garland, that hurt my heart, man. Because Knox is he's such a kid. And it's like, he's trying to like get himself back up. And like the play was still going. I'm like, oh my Lord.
He gets caught by the same move every time.
Kevin, look, I'm just happy the kid is being able to shoot threes, man. I don't want to kill the kid I don't want Kevin Wright on my ass, man. Suterano Miller, by the way, aka the Neo of this NBA Knicks content or Knicks MBK Legion of Knicks man. It's a Knicks. For anybody who doesn't know Neo, the singer, Neyo, Stephen Fox looking at who the hell am I talking about? He says, despite not having a tough assignment, one-on-one, Mitch is a rim protector. So yeah, I got to give it to Mitch, man. Mitch has been doing a really good job. But let me get to this Cavaliers game because tomorrow we don't have Garland to play against. We don't have Sexton. And your boy Drummond is probable, which means he's probably going to play. But again, he's coming from an Achilles injury. I want to more so hear Chuck and if he has any projections tomorrow because I might put down a bet. I'm feeling good right now.
Well, if Drummond play, we lose by 7. If he don't play, we lose by 3.
So we're losing either way.
Yeah, we're gonna lose.
Without Garland or Sexton.
Yeah. We don't have Garland or Sexton either.
Didn't we beat them with Garland and Sexton?
But didn't we have Burks when we did?
We did.
Yeah, Burks.
He had like 18 that game or something, didn't he?
Is Allen gonna be playing tomorrow?
Allen?
Jared Allen, because he got traded.
He got traded.
I think they're all eligible Saturday, I believe. That everyone involved in that trade is Saturday.
So you want to keep that, Chuck?
Yeah.
I'll bet you 10 on that. I'll bet you it's $10. It's nothing.
You have to
What do I have to do if the Knicks lose tomorrow, man?
Take your shoes off.
I ain't getting no butt naked, none of that, Chuck. I don't know what you guys do in the Bronx, bro. What do I gotta do, Chuck?
No, I would say we got to double or nothing on the next game.
Oh, because he's scared.
I don't
He's
even
hanging out with Rob too much.
Yeah, he's scared. Wait, what's the next? The next game against a good team? Or no, was it? Come on, Chuck. We're not. I know we're not going to win this. Why would I even try that?
Tatum's out, right?
What's your point? Are you kidding me?
That's their best player.
What's your point? We're still going to get killed by Kemba. You're still going to get killed by Jaylen Brown. They got that kid Williams, a power forward, is okay. Every time we play him, he beats us. We got the one kid. Like I looked at his stats. I thought he was actually going to be good. The small, light-skinned point guard with the dreads or braids. He only kills the Knicks. I forgot what his freaking name. He's quick. He's fast. He's small.
On what team?
On the Celtics. Like he's
short one, right?
Short, light-skinned dude. And he always kills the Knicks.
Carson Edwards.
That might be it. Carson Edwards. Yep. Carson Edwards.
They also have D Wade on that team too.
D Wade.
Yeah.
I'm telling they're gonna Chuck. You can't do that, Chuck. Don't be scared. Look at Chuck. Why are you doing this, Chuck? Just fucking $10 on Cleveland. You sat here and said the Knicks are going to lose whether Drummond plays or not.
Well, Carson, that was his COVID.
Oh, he's still trying to cash on it. I'm not betting you the Celtics, bro. I'm not touching that team. Thank you. Nick G said we're not going to lose to Cleveland. I think Nick G might want some on that too, man. Come on, Chuck. $10. That cost your hat costs 10 times.
All right, pick the next game then.
Man, this
Celtics after that.
The Magic.
Celtics and Magic, I think.
So this proves that Chuck is just a hater.
Magic.
All you have to do is just bet Cleveland. Why is he doing double or nothing? Because he knows he's going to lose tomorrow.
No, I'm saying you want to take the Magic? I'll give you the Magic.
No, the Magic bro. When was the last time he beat the Magic with Vucevic?
All right, Warriors.
We're losing to the Warriors.
Hey, what's
lose to the Warriors? Because I know Steph Curry will score 62 on us. Yeah. Pick another game, man.
All right, the Kings. You got to take that.
Wait, Halliburton killed? No, Chuck, you're not slick.
Aren't they worse than us though?
This is the schedule.
Isn't the Cavs just the perfect game? Because it's just a bad team versus a bad team.
The Kings are 5-7 like us.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what's up, King?
Yo, guys, everybody check this out. Chuck literally got on here all cocky saying, we were going to lose to the Cavaliers. They have Drummond by 7. They don't by 3. Because Chuck hates on us. He always said we're going to win 1.
He said hates.
Now he wants to double another because he knows he's going to lose tomorrow.
Nah, because I don't know the full. I don't know who's available.
Oh, now you don't know the full. I just told you, Garland and Sexton are out, bro.
I know that part, but I don't know if Drummond's playing. Like,
see, look at this.
If Garland,
man, it's a big salute, bro. Salute.
I'm giving you the Kings, though.
You give me the who?
The Kings.
Bro, the Kings aren't. Look, they'll beat the Knicks.
I'm running down the whole scale. All right. I give you the Cavs the next time we play them. How about that?
Look at Chuck's skill.
All right. There you go. The 2 times we play the Cavs.
So just bet on pure wins or losses, right?
We go Cavs on Cavs.
2 Cavs games, all right.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
All
right. $10 either. Both, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easy. Because Chuck is scared, yo. So how many points tomorrow? How many points tomorrow for Knox? Because you're a Knox hater, bro. Suits of Cheryl Stem, by the way.
How am I Knox hating? I just say the most improved.
Tonight, bro, you've been saying Knox was going to score below, what was it, 13, 11 the other night on Blarney Stairs. Suit of Blarney Stairs, subscribe to Blarney Stairs tomorrow. We'll be interviewing 2-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glover Orlando Hudson. I'll be there to help him with the interview, man. But this will be on Blarney's Tier, so please subscribe. If you're a baseball fan like me, if you wanted Orlando Hudson to join the Mets in 2005, I believe it was, and we needed a second baseman. I believe Kaz Matsui was still in the Mets, and he was a bum. No offense to him. Go and watch. Please subscribe to the channel tomorrow. Be there tomorrow. I believe it starts at 10 a.m. So subscribe to the channel and be on alert for that. Yeah, we're betting Devonair Polo Don, man. We're betting $10 that the Knicks beat the Cavaliers, and we're going to double or nothing on the next Cavaliers game because Chuck is scared. Chuck doesn't want it. But give me besides Chuck, because he gave me that half-ass prediction on the Knicks being the Cavaliers. I believe Okoro's playing tomorrow. But obviously, like I said, Colin Sexton and Garland are out, and then you have Drummond, who it says probably is most likely going to play, but might be limited. Stephen Fox, give me how we're going to attack the Cavaliers if we win, and how. I mean, defensively, you know what we're going to do. We're just going to play man. But how are we going to come out overall against the Cavs?
I think we're going to come out of here's I'll pull it up. They'll work it maybe through Julius Randle the game, because we have so many options. So I guess they'll maybe kick it into Randle, and maybe as a second option they'll kick it into Randle, and maybe after that. So that's our offense, I guess, in every set. But hey, I think with that and RJ, we could be successful. Maybe a 103-97 win.
Ooh, see, I like that, Steven. That's not saying because you say we're winning. But I like that. So just some. Wow, crap! I probably should have made this. But team rankings: they're number 28 in offensive ratings, number 2 in defensive rating, number 28 in points per game. They're pretty bad offensively. 17th in field goals made, 17th in field goals attempted. 13 in assists, 10th in offensive rebounds. 3-pointers attempted, they're 28. 3-pointers made, they're 25th. So that might help us out because our perimeter defenses.
And all those stats include Garland and Sexton.
Those stats, yep, include Garland and Sexton. Pace, they're 24th, so they're just as slow and plotting and terrible as us. Points allowed, though, they're number 5. I believe who else? I thought someone else was out. I did check the injury report. I'll put that out tomorrow. Defensive rebounds are 22nd. Assists allowed, they're 16th. They're number 1 in steals, number 11 in blocks. That's probably most likely with Drummond. Well, Drummond's not that good defender. But anyway, field goals allowed 8th. 3-pointers allowed 26th. And we don't shoot them well anyway. And forced turnovers are number 1. Damn, I probably should have read that off before I even said anything. But I'm confident with Chuck. Chuck is he's whatever. But let me get to you, Wiz. What are your predictions for tomorrow? How do we come out against the Cavaliers?
I'm gonna just say we're gonna win because if we don't, it's kind of sad that we wouldn't win. So I'm gonna say probably I'll give us 100 and I'll give the Cavs 92 because they don't have Garland and Sexton. I think. Offensively, they're going to be really they're going to struggle a lot, even with our defense being the way it is. I still think they're going to struggle offensively to get buckets. I think our offense, I think if we surround Randle with our best shooters, who Alec Burks is not playing, I don't think he is.
Nope.
We should possibly. I mean, we could probably get a lot of points out of that, but I don't know. I think our offense is just way too based on getting it to Randle in the high post and making him do all the dirty work. It's just real simple. So, like, it could backfire, but I'm banking on us winning by, like, 8 to 10 points against this Cavs team.
And Coach Colorblocks, are you adjusted from the loss the other night?
Because last night I still said Knicks by 5. I still stand by that.
You said Knicks by 5 yesterday?
I did.
Are you pulling a Chuck and just putting things that never happened in reality?
No, you can check the VOD. Knicks by 5. Promise.
Is RJ going to have a good game? Obviously. Well,
you know what?
He's on the smaller guys. He might have a core on him. So,
you know what? RJ for 20 tomorrow.
RJ for hold on. But is it an efficient 20? Because RJ give you 20.
I just said RJ gets 20. I ain't saying anything about it. Let's not go there.
It gives you efficiencies.
We think the same way.
Is it RJ at least 40? At least over 40% from the field.
No,
never been over 40% from the field. What you want to say? No. But knowing our luck, watch like CD Osman drop 25 on us. I just know the Knicks. Like I promise that happens. This should be
the first game we played them.
They can't score though without Sexton and Garland. Like I don't know who's gonna get buckets for them.
They said is Frank playing? I don't think Frank is playing tomorrow.
Knicks by 5. Knicks by 5.
Knicks by 5. And me and Chuck have the bet $10. Chuck, it'll be a double or nothing, I guess, for the next Cleveland Cavaliers game. But I'm confident because when Chuck has a double up like that, like I know bettors, man. And Chuck he thinks he's slick. He's gonna put out these stupid bets, predictions of 7-3 with Drummond. Like, anyway,
they're missing 4 starters.
And you still think we're gonna lose with them missing?
Yeah. But the Nets were missing 4 starters yesterday. Yeah, the Nets were missing 4 starters yesterday.
But they got Durant.
Arguably one of the greatest talents
ever. Yeah. But still, bro, I don't know. Like I don't want to go into my whole rant about yesterday, but yeah, they only had KD who didn't break a sweat on us, and we were getting scrubbed up by old DeAndre Jordan and Bruce and people who look like NBA 2K creative players. So yeah, RJ gets 20 tomorrow, but watch Osman like match him bucket for bucket.
Someone said, "Do we figure out the zone tomorrow?" Well,
no.
Sorry. Dude, Thibodeau's being way too a little bit old school how we attack the zone, man. I'm gonna do a video. Maybe it'd be no, we have a game Sunday. Damn it. Because I want to do a video breaking down the numerous ways we could break the zone.
Okay, so wait, I can. Why isn't Knox running the baseline on the zone?
I agree. Against the Nuggets, against the Charlotte Hornets, if you look at it, they had when they're playing a 2-3. Now, obviously, they're playing 2-3 and 3-2. But I remember when they're playing 3-2, I was looking, but they have PJ Washington and Miles Bridges down low. Like, and why are our guards literally all the way up? Or the guys who are on the wings for us offensive, why are they all the way up to where their guards are? Like they're not deep in the corners. They're not running. They're not trying to get in the weak spots. Like I don't know what Thibodeau's doing. I trust him because he's a coach. He's way smarter than any of us. But I'm like, dogs. What you can use RJ as a zone breaker. You can use Randle, but they do it inconsistently or not enough. And yeah, we don't play the short corners against these guys, against guys who play zone against us. We don't do really anything outside of some 1-3-1, and we don't even play triangle really like that or overload a side to try to get these guys out of rhythm. Like Coach Cole, are my eyes deceiving me, sir?
No, I was going crazy yesterday when Mark was going off on Randle. Remember that? Because Randle was like stepping out on the perimeter. I didn't want to interrupt Mark because Mark is like, when he gets like that, you just got to let him be. But I was like, bro, they're running a zone on us. No one's running the baseline. There's no option for Randle except to just stand and chuck threes. But like, that's why I did not pick Knox as my most improved player, because he looks a lot better within the flow of the game. I agree with that. But there's also these little instances where he's not getting the really finer points of the game where it's like, hey, dude, you're the zone buster. You need to start running the baseline. And he's not, or he'll do it late, or he just won't do it one play, or he'll like forget to do it. You know what I mean? Like that, he's still missing that kind of part of it. I don't know, man. We don't move the ball against the zone. We just kind of let Randle do what he has to do and get his buckets. It's a Tibbs problem.
Do you remember the play where Peyton, we were playing a 1-3-1, we had Randle at the foul line, and Peyton drove from the wing into where Randle was? Like in the I'm like, no. I was not a college NBA player. But a college or NBA player, but I know for a fact you do not drive against the zone into where the zone breaker, like it was, and even Randle kind of just stood there like, okay, and he got a float up, but it was like the dumbest play. And Randle was open, mind you. Yesterday I showed Randle, outside of yesterday, Randle was shooting about 10 for 14 from the foul line. That is a sweet spot, and we have an idiot like Elfrid Payton. Oh my lord! I can talk hours about Elfrid Payton. He has to be one of the dumbest.
I have no idea why Elfrid Payton plays against the zone.
Dude, and I just want to show this real quick to you guys as to if you had Julius Randle as a zone breaker, how successful. And again, this is with not great shooting from the outside. How much better our terrible offense would be, because again, around that foul line, he's fairly damn solid. And it's like you have an idiot like Elfrid Payton who literally drives into his area all the time. Like he just doesn't. It's just dumb. We have dumb. Yeah.
Remember the game against Indiana with T.J. McConnell that T.J. got called for a foul between the two of them, and between Randle basically handing the ball, Peyton giving the ball to Randle, and he does that all the time. He hangs out like he's having a cig after he gives the ball to Randle, like he doesn't further rotate. You're like, what the hell are you standing there, man? You're just bringing the defense right up on the guy.
So let me show this really quickly. And I'm trying to remember, but I don't have to take your word for it. I'm just trying to remember the exact moment, but you're probably right. And this probably got to hit a little bit from yesterday, because the game before, what was the
do you have like the synergy lineups that we use? Like, you know what I mean? Most common Knicks lineups. Do you like?
I'm not sure.
You do have that in Basketball Reference. Well, the lineups for each one. So if you go,
have we run RJ, Rivers, and Quickly, or RJ, Quickly, and Bullock?
RJ, Rivers, and Quickly. I don't.
Or RJ, Quickly, and Bullock.
So if you go to basketball, you have that in Synergy.
Go. You get advise it. I was just gonna show the random chart, but hold on. Let me see the most common Knicks.
So what were you asking, Coach Colorblocks? Which one?
Basically, have you run RJ with guards that are not Elfrid Payton? Because every time I see RJ, I see him with Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, well, I could tell you right now that he's most successful running with Knox, Quickly, Randle, and Rivers.
That's right. What I just said. Right, that should be the lineup. I think you should do.
And his worst one is actually Barrett, Knox, Noel, Quickly, and Rivers. And the second worst is actually Barrett, Payton, Randle, Rivers, and Robinson.
Where you find this? I was going to say, Coach.
If you go to Basketball Reference under lineups across the menu. You see where it says lineups?
All right, got you.
And then go 2021, and then you could see 5-man rotations, 4-man rotations, and how they are on per 100 possessions.
Got you, sir.
Tomorrow, 106.99 overtime.
Overtime?
106.99. Knicks are losing, right?
Yes, in overtime.
In overtime. That's wow. Yeah, wow, they're best. So let me just post this up. Thank you, Stephen Fox. Again, Stephen Fox of the august, venerated Blarn's Tears. Guys, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. They have a great show. They are the creator of the 1 minute 3-round debates. Crap, I'm trying to share the screen. Just want you guys to see the plus minuses. Hold up. So yeah, the best line. Let me see the plus minuses per 100 possessions. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to find the. So, where'd you find the plus minus, Steven?
Go a little higher on the 5-man.
5-man combos.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. Oh, is it ready? No, it's not already. It's not already.
Your points is not highlighted. The points, for some reason, my points column is highlighted in yellow to illustrate.
Oh, it's right here. I'm sorry. I'm freaking blind. Gotcha. Yeah, Barrett, Burks, Alfred Payne, Jay Randle, Mitch Robinson. Obviously, Burks is not here. So you have still Barrett, Burks, Knox, Knowles, D. Smith. Hold on.
They go by minutes, all right?
Yeah.
So,
Obviously, the first one. Yeah.
Sorry,
wow.
Damn,
Wow.
Tibbs. Wow, I shouldn't have seen that, man.
He
Jeez.
is stubborn as hell, man.
Jeez.
He is stubborn as hell, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, the fifth lineup right there. Barrett, Knox, Quickly, Randle, Rivers. That should be your zone buster lineup.
Ding, 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 yeah.
That's
They
your zone
average-
buster lineup.
Damn, I'm
Because you can run
Exactly.
Randall's a good rebounder. And Knox is like reasonable enough to just like use his long arms to, wave him around and be useful there. And then offensively, that's a really fluid offense.
So
I don't know why we don't do that. Why don't we run the
They've
go
only
back to the
played
lineup?
15 minutes a night, or they've played 15 minutes together with that lineup. Plus 28.6 points, plus 14.3 in field goals, percentage, plus 16.7%. Wow.
I would start that lineup out tomorrow because Cleveland's going to zone us out.
For some reason, why doesn't Tom Thibodeau like pace? Like, and I know he doesn't play with it. I know historically
That's just old school. I wish I had an answer for you. I played against coaches that they run their old school style and they've run it for 25 years and they've won 10 titles with it, so it works. It just is a preference thing, man. They're both viable. It's just a preference thing.
But it just doesn't make sense.
Really
I would think that for a team, and literally, if you read anywhere, and salute to Anthony Deman, salute, bro. Ronald Miller, salute. Juju 92, Robert Sella to the Jets.
That's a good move. That's a good move. Talk about that later. That's a good move for the Jets.
I want you give me Brian Daboll, man. You get Joe Brady's a little bit too young, but we'll talk about it later. What the F? I like Robert Sella. That 49ers defense was beautiful, but we actually had a better defensive personnel and performance versus the offense. But we'll talk about it later. Robert Sella. This is weird. All right, damn, you just messed me up. Damn, where the hell am I?
Why doesn't Tibbs run?
You messed my head up, man, because I literally told my head that Urban Meyer got hired, and somehow he's gonna take Justin Fields first, and Trevor Lawrence is gonna come to the Jets. But dude, you guys just messed me up, man. And someone just said I wanted Eberflus. I believe he's from the defensive coordinator for the Colts. Yeah, so with pace, right? That's what I'm thinking. And coach, tell me if I'm wrong or not. When you're not a good shooting team, one of the best ways to try to break a zone is to play with pace. You get the ball, rebound, push the pace, do not allow the defense to settle, right? Have them try to reset on you, make the requisite passes. Once the defense try to collapse you quickly just because they're off their heels, right? Isn't that one of the ways you kind of destroy or you could try to fight against or beat a zone?
Yes, but I have an answer for you, and fans aren't gonna like it. Chat's not gonna like it. You're right. That's the answer to zone. You push it so they can't get set into their actual zone. The issue is that we overrate how good our guys in the open court. We're not that good in the open court on fast break. Like we think
Zero
we are.
fast break points last game.
Yeah, I think we think we are. But look back to that Hornets game. We tried running with them and we got beat real bad. And Tibbs knows that. And I mean it's just the truth. Like we like on paper we may have some players that can run, but in practice we're not really a good running team. So you may as well just stick with what you got. We're just not a good running team. We don't have the athletes for it.
We rank 30th at 6.3 points a game.
Yeah, we really don't have it, and it's not 2K where you can just start running. We don't have a guard that can really run the break that well. Quickly's fast, but doesn't mean he can run the break. There's a difference.
Did you guys see when Payton had that? He had a fast break, and then he slowed up, and then he turned it slowed up as he was about to make the pass, and he underthrew it to Obi Toppin.
Yeah,
that was the
right? I thought he hurt his calf on that pass because he was only in for 1 minute.
Yeah, it's
that guy.
Payton doesn't push the pace. Quickly is fast, but he's not really a open court guard. RJ can not really.
I know it's just preseason, but that Cleveland Cavaliers game, and
that was a G League team. That was a G League team.
Well, we playing the G League team tomorrow, though.
He was still throwing relatively dangerous passes and letting Knicks players make plays off of them.
I remember. I know which game you're talking about, but I'm not holding on to that one.
I agree. I'm just again, Quickly is not 8-point guard. He is a combo guard. People are killing me. Robert, sell it to the. Oh, why? Damn it. Oh Lord, why? God, will you ever let me see one championship in my life?
Sorry,
what
man.
have I done to you? I just want to see one New York team that I like.
I was about to say, you're talking about the Knicks or the Jets.
Holy crap! I don't.
You have to light some sage like Kyrie, bro.
Holy crap! I might die. Never
More
seen
like rocks.
Holy crap! I might die. Never seen the Knicks get to.
That's how the Red Sox fans felt for lifetimes. Remember?
I don't people, one of those old people like crying
when they won their first title. You remember? And it was like you had like all these old people, like 90 years old, who were like, "I thought I'd never see the day."
And like finally just dying right there, like, oh
yeah. You remember that? Like that was crazy.
With the Cubs too, man. That was I thought
I'd never see the day.
That was nice to see. But look, guys, man, this was sorry about that, guys. This was great talking with all you guys, man. Stephen Fox, man.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this and enjoyed it.
Stephen Fox, I would love to have you on because I'm definitely. Hopefully we don't have a game next Sunday because I like doing this on Sundays where I do like film breakdowns. I definitely want to show some ways and have Coach here as well too to break down ways you can break the zone without obviously not consistently, but doing it in sets where you obviously don't have good shooting. And I would love for you to Stephen Fox to be there. I would love
to be there.
Rob the Nick, watch yourself, bro. You Cowboys bum, watch yourself, bro. We'll talk about football later. I'm distraught right now. I don't want to think about football, man. I'm freaking depressed right now. All right. Thank you, Stephen Fox, for being here. Chuck, you're here.
Wiz, it was a pleasure to meet you.
You're always welcome to be here, man. Wiz, I would love for you to come on more, man. 19-year-old, man. All the young kids coming on. I greatly appreciate that. Coach Color Blocks, man. You know where we stand at, man. So hopefully, because the weekdays are so tough, man, but hopefully either next Saturday or Sunday, if we don't have a game, I could do some film breakdown finally, and also talk about perimeter defense as well, because there are some holes in our so-called ice pick and roll defense. And I just want to point out some stuff for you guys. You guys have great eyes, so love for you guys to come on next time. But guys, until next time, see you. Please, Lawrence Sales will be on tonight at 11:45. Stephen Fox will be in the cut. He'll be in the chat, so he'll be trolling with the rest of us.
I'm sleeping tonight.
Oh, you're sleeping all right. Well, Mrs. Fox.
I'm only working game nights now.
Mrs. Fox wants some of the, she needs her white Barry White alongside her, so salute to her for that, man. Salute to Stephen Fox, man, for being there all the time, bro. Salute to Lawrence Tears. Subscribe to Lawrence Tears. Be on at 11:45. Man's the Knicks. He'll be on tomorrow pregame. Please subscribe to his channel, man. Subscribe to MBK if you haven't already, man. Until then, man, peace, salute. God bless. We out, man.
God bless everyone. Thank you again.